right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites of the Lions Den camp down here in Jacksonville, Florida. We come out every week to prophesy the fall of the wicked kingdom called America, also known as Babylon in the scriptures, also known as Tyrus, also known as Nineveh, you know, also known as the great whore in the scriptures, man, in the last days of the prophecies. All right, but before we start to teach this epistle, we want to give praises to the Most High and His Son in Hebrew, and give honors to our elders that taught us this truth, or helped us learn this truth. I'm going to say, Kal, Alayim, La, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amah. All right, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, children that still believe in sincerity and truth, man. All right, so we're going to start off with some scriptures. We got a lot of current events that we can go into. Anybody got any topics they want to bring up, we can. Let's just start off with like I had one on mine. I got a few of them. Let's go with Ezekiel chapter 3. Start from Ezekiel 3.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll and go.
Right, so by eating, the Lord is talking about consuming this roll. So it's talking about reading the book. All right, somebody get that, Revelation 1 and 3. All right, so go ahead, brother. So eat the roll, you're supposed to study.
Eat this roll and go. Speak unto the house of Israel.
Right, somebody get that and say, milk to that bowl, milk to narrow to the marrow. The word shall be milk to that bone. They said, what? Eat this roll and get thee to the house of Israel. Go ahead.
Verse 2, so I opened my mouth and he caused me to eat that roll.
Right, so the Lord got to cause you to eat. You see that? So the Lord dealing with you, He's going to cause you to eat the roll, which is the scriptures. He's going to cause you to eat the whole book and study. All right, eat the what you would call angels' food, the spiritual manna that the Lord has sent us in these times. All right, but a lot of our people, they reject it. They say, children, eat your bread, little children, because it all falls down. All right, so the Lord has opened up food for us, and they said that He wouldn't have food for us in these times. All right, but He gave us what? The spiritual manna, angels' food, man. All right, which is the scriptures, the wisdom. Go ahead, brother.
And he called, and he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee.
Right, so take this word deep into your mind. All right, so the belly represents your mind. So it's saying, so you know, dig deep and study the scriptures. Dig deep, get to the mysteries, you know, and the parables of the scriptures, the prophecies. Get into that. Not just knowing that you're an Israelite. All right, so that way you can go out and edify. So they study to show yourself approved. Go ahead, brother. You got it? Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15.
Right.
It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth.
Right, so that you'll rightly divide the word of truth, and that's it. And why? Because you're giving out portions to feed the children. All right. The sheep the ass, the donkeys, you know, that can't eat the proper or filter the proper provender right. They can't break it down themselves. So we have to be able to cut it up into portions like you would for a baby or a child. All right. So you got to know how to rightly divide the word of truth. You got to know how to cut it like a what they call a butcher. They know how to cut the meat in sections and all that. All right. So rightly divide the word of truth, that you should not be ashamed, man. Ashamed in front of who? In front of the world? No, ashamed in front of the Lord. All right, go ahead. Who's reading?
Ezekiel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, which is marrow.
Yeah.
This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 1. My son, forget not my law, but let thine ear keep my commandments, for length of days and long life and peace shall abide to thee.
Right, yep. So the Lord said, don't forget His laws either. And that's important. But he said, let your ears, you know, hear his commandment. Who you going to hear it from? You're going to hear it from his prophets. You know, you're going to hear it, you're going to read it. Somebody get that, Revelation 1 and 3?
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand.
There you go. All right, see, the time is at hand. So he said, allow your ears to hear it. And the Lord said, blessed are they that hear the words of this prophecy. So that's what you're going to hear the Lord's commandments from, is his prophets. So you got to stay tuned in and get with the program. Go ahead.
Verse 3, Proverbs 3 and 3. Let not mercy and truth forsake thee. Bind them up about thy neck. Write them upon the table of thine heart. So thou shalt find favor and good understanding in the sight of Yahweh and men. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. It shall be health to thy navel and marrow to thy bones.
There you go, man. All right, so reading is going to strengthen you. All right, and that goes with the prophecies of Ezekiel 37. Oh, let's get that real quick. What's been going there? Ezekiel 37 is going to cause us to come out of our graves and sinews and all that. See, the word will be health to your bones, man. You know? So you want to get strong in this truth? You want to get stronger so you can fight? Well, you got to read. And you got to study. You got to listen to the men of the Lord and do as they say. Put it like that.
All right, this is,
you know, and by doing as they say, because they're supposed to be saying what's coming from the scriptures. And if you do as they say, that means you're not trusting your own heart and the way you think or the way you was raised up, but you may have doubts. You may think the Lord ain't dealing with you. You know, you may think you messed up so much, but you can't bounce back from it. Well, the Lord thinks different. He already he gave his life up for us, man. So we got to be able to trust what the scriptures say and not our own thoughts. All right, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel chapter 37 and 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dry and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our parts.
Yeah, see that? So the Lord said this word will be marrow to thy bones, man. Strengthen your bones up like milk does. All right, go ahead.
Therefore prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel.
Right, but we got to desire the sincere milk. See, once you know that you're an Israelite, and it's like boxing, like Elder Apostle Har always says, you know, you got to go back to the basics every time and repeat the same things over and over again. All right? Go ahead. He said he's going to cause us what? To come out of our grave. What scripture should come to mind? Revelation is what? 11? What's that, 11?
Yeah.
11 and 8.
Yeah.
All right, we ain't going to get it though, but go ahead. So he's going to cause us to come out of our grave. Right. Because the Lord said that Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that they were going to discontinue from their way. And we did that in 70 AD. All right? So we became spiritually dead. But the Lord promised that he's going to bring us out of these spiritual graves, man. You know, us being spiritually dead. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And ye shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai.
Right, so that's what's going to bring us out of our graves. That's what's going to make us alive again by knowing that who Yahweh is. Knowing who our Father is, connecting to our power. All right? He said that the ox knoweth his owner, the ass his master crib, but Israel doeth not know. And by us not knowing who our power is, we're disconnected from it.
Not only not knowing our power, just like you said before, knowing our home. Right now, we're not in the land of Israel, but spiritually, we're there through connection through the Father and Yahweh Shai.
Yep. But you got people in the land, they still don't know him too.
Verse 13. Yep. And you shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you out of your graves.
Right, so now we know the Lord. Think about that, man. That's major. That's more than money. See, a lot of people take that for granted. Now we know the Lord, man. Think about that, man. You know, you should meditate on that sometimes. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 14. It says, and I will put my spirit in you, and ye shall live.
See, first we're gonna know who the Lord is, so we're gonna know His name. Somebody get that? Election, praise His holy name. I think it's Sirach.
Yeah.
You said 17. All right. So what you said? Oh, He's gonna put His Spirit in us. And what's His Spirit? Somebody got that too? Spirit of truth. Oh, I got. Let's get that one too. I need those two. Sirach. 17 it was, right?
Yeah, 17 and
you can bring it up. Yeah, whoever can bring it up. You got it? You got
Book of
it?
Sirach, chapter 17, verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name.
There you go. One more time.
This is Sirach, the book of Sirach, chapter 17, verse 10. And the elect shall praise his holy name.
There you go, man. So the elect, to be elected, to be chosen. All right, the election are going to praise the Lord's holy name. All right. So we're going to be praising His name, but also He said He's going to put His Spirit in us too. See that?
I got to do something.
Go ahead.
All right, this is Psalms 51 and 8. No, 9. Hide thy face from my sins and blot out mine iniquity. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me.
Right, by giving us the Spirit of truth, what Yahweh Shai did on the cross. All right, that's giving us a clean heart, you know, a clean slate through Yahweh Shai, you know, and He said renewing us a clean heart. That clean heart goes into this truth. All right, go ahead.
All right, this is
real quick. I got you.
This is the book of St. John, chapter 4, and verse 23.
Right.
But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Right. See that? Because He said the time is at hand. So that hour that cometh is right now. We're in it. We're living in that prophecy, man. You know. So He said the hour cometh, and now is. But they should worship Him in spirit and in truth. I need the one to say the spirit. Go ahead.
For the Father seeketh such to worship Him. Yahweh is a spirit, and they that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and in truth.
There you go. I got it. You got it? John 16. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The book of John, chapter 16 and verse 13. Howbeit, when He, the Spirit of truth, is come, He will guide you into all truth.
He said He's gonna guide you in all your ways, right? He's gonna guide us in the truth. Go ahead. In every direction you go, everything you do in your life, the Lord gonna bless you to find the truth in it, man. Go ahead.
For He shall not speak of Himself, but whatsoever He shall hear, that shall He speak, and He will show you things to come.
Right, and right there it doesn't say He, it's supposed to say it. All right, so it's just the Spirit of truth. That's just it, and that Spirit is gonna be with us even to this day. It's with us now. All right, so it's not another man, another being sitting on the throne out there called the Holy Spirit.
Verse 14, He shall glorify me, for He shall receive of mine, and shall show it unto you.
There you go. All right, so that's the Lord creating in us a clean heart, that putting that Spirit into us, and that goes into Revelation chapter 11. All right, somebody got something? Yes, go ahead.
This is John, chapter 17, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. As thou hast sent me unto the world, even so I have also sent them unto the world. And for their sakes I sanctified myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth.
Right, there you go. So that's, you know, so we know that's how the Lord is making His separation is through what? The Spirit. Through the Spirit of truth. So you don't want to be asleep to that, man. You want to be awake to that opportunity. The Lord said He's making a separation through you speaking and knowing and acknowledging His name and the truth, you know, and dealing with the prophecies according to truth, current events according to truth, all your decisions in your home and the way you live your life according to the way the Lord telling you to do it, according to the what? The scriptures, not trusting your own way of thinking. All right. Somebody get Psalms 90 and 9. Go ahead, brother.
This Job 21 and verse 22. Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing He judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them.
You got a point on that?
To be just going into what? The dust, the confusion. But can anybody teach God knowledge? All right, you're supposed to be subscribing to this truth, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, and that's what governs your life. You don't do what you want to do in this truth, basically. All right, the Lord's going to govern and direct you how to live and how to be amongst your family, how to be amongst the sheepfold in the truth and in the world, man.
Right, bro. All right, hold on, let me get this real quick. So I need
Did you
some-
say Psalms 90 and what?
90 and 9.
You want it now?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 Corinthians 5 and 17 as well. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17 first. And then 2 Corinthians 5 and 17, man. That's right, man. You gotta be a what? We about to get it.
Just 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. And that he died for all, that they which live should not henceforth live unto themselves, but unto him which died for them and rose again.
2 Corinthians
2 Corinthians 5 and 11.
17.
The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5 and verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Hamashiach, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
There you go, man. So you know, once you're in Yahweh Shai in the spirit of truth, all right, and you're in his sheepfold or in his presence, then you become a new creature, man. You gotta have a new way of thinking. You know, it only takes a lifetime to mess your life up, or even a few moments, but it takes one thought just to change your way of thinking. You know what I mean? It takes literally a thought. That's all it takes. Just one thought, just to change the way you viewing things. You can't fix things on the outside, but you can change the way you view it. You know, you can change the way you see it and how you handle it. Yeah. If you can't do it, you got to find a mentor. You got to go to a greater mind than yours. And the Lord gave us that mind to use. We can think with his mind and handle this whole world. Use it as a lifetime path. Okay, bro?
All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 12, and verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that ye present your bodies as living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind.
There you go, man. You see these LGBTites, they transform. The Lord telling you to transform the right way. Don't turn into a Decepticon. Right? Don't be an Autobot. So, yeah, man. The Lord's saying transform, man. The movie Transform is really about us. You know, it's really about us. We about to transform. We transforming now. And people might not like you for it. Your family might not like you. Your woman, sometimes your woman gonna hate you for it. You know, sometimes your children gonna resent you because you always gotta go teach on Saturdays or whatever day. Right? You may begin to resent yourself. And that's when you gotta stop lying to yourself and do the work. Stay busy. Do the work. Do the work. Do the work. As you doubt yourself, keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. Go dumb. Just keep teaching. Keep teaching. Keep jabbing. Keep jabbing. Go ahead.
That ye may prove what is that good, that acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh.
See that? So that's why we're here. We're here to prove the will of the Lord, man. You see that? He said, prove all things. We're here to prove that the Lord kept his word to us, man. We're here to prove his existence. We're part of that. Not just the prophecies, we're part of the prophecies. So the more brothers that step up and do this work, the more you're proving the Lord what he said he was going to do. Let's get that. You was reading Ezekiel 37? Sinews, remember that? Go ahead, Doc.
37
Oh, you got it. Right after this.
and 13.
Yep.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land.
Okay.
Then shall ye know that I am the Lord, that I, the Lord, have spoken it.
See that? So then we're going to know it, man. The Lord said that, you know. We're going to know it, that he did this for us. Can you get that where it says sinews? Yeah, see, I call sinews come up on you.
This is
Can you get the Zion and Cynthia move?
This is Ezekiel 37 and 6. 5. It says, thus saith the Lord unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live, and I will lay sinews upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Yeah. So the Lord kept his word. He said he's gonna bring sinews upon you. What's that? Muscles. You know, cause you to know that you're an Israelite, make you strong in the truth. But you don't want to be an empty vessel. So you gotta fill up your cup so you'll be able to pour your cup into others. You know, even being in the truth, you have to sometimes go back and fill up your cup because you'll run out. You know, you won't run out of the word because he said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. But sometimes you gotta go back to the river to fill up your pail, man, so you can pour it into others.
Interjection.
Yep, that means you gotta read. Go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 5, and verse 13. For every one that useth milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe.
That's right.
But strong meat belongeth to them that are of full age, even those who by reason of use have their senses exercised to discern both good and evil.
Right, so that's what you're doing right now. Once you grow in this truth, you're gonna be tested. All right, that's why the Lord said that in Sirach. He said, prepare thy soul for temptation. Because once you get sharp in this truth, you can be challenged now. You can be tested. The Lord gonna test your iron. He's gonna test his blade. He's gonna test the gold. You know, to see if you're really gold, or to see if you're a weaker metal. You know, he's gonna test your metal, man. No, not the draws. That's scums. An alloy. Yeah, an alloy will be a weaker metal. So he's gonna test you, man. So I forgot what you're reading, but here you go.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 4 and verse 17. And it says, for at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him.
There you go. So you're gonna be tested. You know, and you're gonna be able to discern what's right and what's wrong. So that's why you might be going through things in this life, you know, and that's a way for you to apply the word, which is really the basis of wisdom. It's a flowing, a movement. So what you become wise when you begin to apply wisdom to your life, not just chasing wisdom, not having wisdom, but applying it to your life. That's when you become wise. You see that? So he said he has it so we can be able to discern between good and bad, man.
That's why I think it's in Proverbs where it says, get knowledge, and with all that knowledge, get understanding, so that you may be wise.
That's right.
And that's how you apply it to your everyday life. I mean, you have a lot of people that regurgitate scriptures, and they have not a lot of knowledge, but that doesn't necessarily profess them to be wise, because you start to use wisdom with all your actions, and it'll show forth. So understanding, even if when you're not holding the book, standing up here teaching, doing a lesson on YouTube or whatever, your life, your walks through life becomes a lesson and a testimony to other people that are trying to get to the point to where you got to, where you are at now.
Right. Even your life becomes a light to the people.
Come.
All right. Go ahead. Somebody read.
Back in Ezekiel.
Yeah, we got a few of them.
Go ahead.
Let's get these real quick and we'll get back to that. And I think we're done with that.
Okay. Yeah.
You read sinews and stuff.
Sinews.
All right, come on out.
Back at Sirach, chapter 4 and 17. For at the first she will walk with him by crooked ways and bring fear and dread upon him and torment him with her discipline until she may trust his soul and try him by her laws. Then will she return the straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets.
Right, you want to speak on it?
So how the elder was saying, man, when the Lord put his wisdom on you, he's going to test you, he's going to try you. You're going to go through things to be found whether you're acceptable or unacceptable to do this work, man. And then it says, then will she return her straight way unto him and comfort him and show him her secrets, man. Because once you prove yourself, in a sense, man, the Lord gonna start dealing with you in the spirit and increasing your knowledge and wisdom and understanding, showing you the secrets of this book, man. You know, just increasing you through the spirit.
Right.
And that part where it says torment and with discipline, that's because discipline, like Zaquan always says, discipline is doing something when you don't want to do it.
That's right.
And that instills discipline. And then the comfort of that discipline is being in a situation where you have to actually apply that skill that you discipline yourself with, and it's comforting to you, because the Most High gave you the motivation and also gave you the ability to be disciplined in that, and then you have the comfort of knowing that you have that down pat, but also keep doing it later on in life. Beautiful thing.
Right, brother. Yep. They say the best sports you can learn is how to fight, because they stay with you forever. Not football, basketball, but how to defend yourself, and you teach it to your children. So the Lord said, this is our weapon of warfare. So you teach each other how to fight and how to be strong. So this is something that should stay with you forever. And you got to keep training. We're rehearsing the righteous acts for the real fight that's coming up. Because what's coming, man, martial law, when they push the MOTB, come on, the QR code, when they start pushing that, you know, that's when the real test is going to be here, man, to see who really is riding with the Lord, not trying to find the truth, not being in the truth, not just teaching, but that love the Most High. That's what this is about, man. That's what all this is about. Everything we're doing is about bringing our people to the Lord and seeing who really loves Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. That's what this is about. And we're going to see in that day who's willing to do for him what he did for us. He gave his life for us, man. But will you give your life for him today? So he told you, you don't have to do what he did. He said his burden is light. So he told us to sacrifice our life, man, and let the life, let our old life and our old character fade off, little by little, putting off the old man. Don't carry it around on your back like a dead, carrying a corpse your whole life. You got to put that corpse down at some point, you know, and pick up your cross and bear your cross, not a physical cross, but bear your affliction. All right. Somebody got precept? Look at all of them. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 1. I'm gonna go to verse 2. It says, "But in his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night."
That's right. So you said what? You said what? First part?
But his delight is in the law of the Lord.
Right, there you go. So it got to be a delightful thing to you, man. You got to enjoy it. You're eating. The Lord said you're going to eat. This is a feast. You know, this is the milk. This is the oil. This is the wine. This is the meat. You know, this is the lamb. This is, you know, so this is the grapes. All right, the fresh air, the water. You know, the fruit.
Verse 3, "And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper."
Right, you want to break it down?
Your con. So going off of what you were saying earlier, you know, you have to have water within yourself to give unto others, and you have to go back onto the water to fill up, and that water is Yahweh, and the water is also the scriptures as well.
Right.
So you have to go back to the scriptures. Blessed is he that readeth, and you have to read it and continuously drink water so you can drink as well. Go ahead.
You better believe if you see Yahweh today, you better not leave his side. Bro. So he gave you a chance to be by his side, be in his presence. So you should be like a tree that's planted. So you don't have to go back to the water with a pitcher.
Wear out the footsteps of the saints.
That's right, man. And keep it going. Well, nowadays, like, shit, I'm going to run. It's too late in the game, man. They got, you say, 5 versions, 10 versions.
Yeah. Be the wise one. Don't be the foolish one.
Right.
Because you're seeing the foolish one. I know everybody is experiencing the foolish ones today. Hey, remember that stuff a couple years ago you were talking to me about? At this point now, like they've chosen their side that they want to be on. So now they want you to, the time that you were spending with them back in the past, they want you to sit down with that and spend time with them again and re-go over the things that you tried that they shun away from in the beginning. But what did the scripture say? Tell them, no, go to them that buy and sell, for it not be enough for us, because we can't spend time with them anymore. Go watch the videos and get caught up to speed, because we have sheep that are not of this fold that we have to reach out to, because the Lord is working for the looking for the early and the latter rain. So that's what our focus is on. Focus is on strictly the elect. As we eat, as the prophets eat, so are the rest of the elect going to eat from that, eating off the same table.
Right, man.
I got a precept.
Man, yeah, leave.
It's kind of long though, but it's really good.
Okay. Yeah, y'all good? Yeah, we good.
Okay.
I know they hit the precepts hot right now. We're gonna get all of them, hopefully.
All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16, verse 16. For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm, with strange rains, hails, showers, were they persecuted, that they could not. What is that? Avoid?
Void.
Okay. Avoid and through the fire were consumed. For which is the most be wondered at the fire, and more force the water that quench all things, for the world frightened for the righteous. It says, for sometimes the flame it mitigated.
Con.
Okay.
Mitigated.
Okay, cool. All right. Mitigated that it might not burn up the beasts that were sent against the ungodly, but themselves might see and perceive that they were persecuted with the judgment of Yahweh. And at another time, it burneth even in the midst of the water above power of fire, that it might destroy the fruits of an unjust land. Instead whereof thou feedest thine own people with angels' food, and didst send them from heaven bread, prepared without their labor, able to contend every man's delight, and agreeing to every taste.
Right, so the Lord sent us angels food in the wilderness.
Good.
And he's going to do it again. He did it now.
Good.
We're in the wilderness today. Esau made this world a wilderness, you know? So the Lord gave us angels food to eat. Go ahead, bro.
Good.
That's the word.
It says, verse 21, it says, for thy substance declared thy sweetness unto thy children, and serving to the appetite of the cater, tempered itself to every man's liking. So basically, he's passed in the midst of everything that's going on. Like there's gonna be beasts and stuff sent out here to destroy the wicked, but we're giving a testimony about the things to come. And in the midst of that, we're still gonna be fed. Just like when everybody woke up in the camps when we were brought out of Egypt, and there was manna on the ground. So imagine being in the wilderness. Esau has made the whole world a wilderness. So the Lord there's always a balance of things. There's a physical form of things, and there's a spiritual form of things. So while we're in this wilderness now, right, we're not going to be walking around for 40 years while the Lord's doing the separation. He's doing the separation now. And the ones that are separation from the brute beasts that are being carnal are going to be fed to everybody's liking, and they're catering. Not everybody's going to get as high a measure as the other, but according to the spirit that the Lord put in you, that's the appetite you're going to have, and that's the abundance that he's going to feed you. Right. These times that we're in right now.
Yeah, what did the Lord tell him? He said, pick up the manna from the ground, put it in the jars, and don't leave none till the next day or so. So I mean, you gotta have a desire to eat, to devour this word, right, and eat it fast and consume everything. But then also, somebody prideful, they won't want to get down there and eat off the ground. Dang. Pick manna up off the ground.
Eat off the floor.
They want the lamb,
right?
You know. They want the kingdom now. That's what that would represent. They want the kingdom now, but the Lord said we got to humble ourselves.
Right.
You know, you humble yourself by doing this work, going to get the Lord's people, you know, seeing the condition of our people, loving the Lord, loving yourself, right? And that's where it starts.
And what people that want the kingdom now really don't understand the Lord, because what did he say? The kingdom is already within you. Understanding that the truth is the kingdom. It just hasn't manifested in full form because of the lies that are everywhere, man. But the kingdom is here. Everybody, we know it, but everybody else doesn't know it. Those are individuals that want to stick them chests out, and they want glory. They want the glory in front of everybody else, but not wanting to stick to the program and do the work. You know what I'm saying? That the Lord put us here to do, and not realize the kingdom is already within you, man. And we can display the kingdom right now through knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Right. Yeah, because people want tomorrow and today.
Right.
They say. All right. Instead of doing today, would it help you for tomorrow?
Right. And it was something you said. You had said during camp one time. You were like, you know, focusing on the past and worrying about tomorrow makes you forget about the present. And we don't have the room to smell the roses and indulge. We should be smelling a whole bouquet of them bitches right now because of the simple fact that at one point in time we were not imagine, can you imagine like about 500 years ago, we weren't even allowed to read, let alone have the extensive knowledge and wisdom that we have right now in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai?
I don't think our people can stand up straight.
We couldn't spiritually stand up straight, man. We were well in the confusion, right? Right along waddling in the dirt with Esau, but the Lord brought us up out of the dust, man. And like too many people want to see the physical manifestation right of that, wanting to tomorrow, today, not indulging in the spiritual manifestation of that from the state of mind that our people were in when they came over here on the boats to the state of mind that we're in right now. Really understanding the first topic that the elder was talking about, Ezekiel 37, the dry bones. The Lord has did so much to bring us out of our grave. We should be very content with that.
That's right. Seek him 10 times more.
Come.
You know, and realize that he did make us rich.
Come.
You know, not the type of riches the world would think. You know, like give you a bunch of shekels of gold or silver or money, Esau's money, or a big house or a bunch of women, right? But no, the Lord says you're rich. You got to eat the manna, the bread from heaven, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 16. No, verse 4. It says, and my speech, no. Verse 3. It said 2. For I determined not to know anything among you save Yahweh Shai and him crucified. And when I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling, and my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the spirit and power of Yahweh, that your faith should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world, nor the princes of this world that come to naught, man. And that's tomorrow. They're going to come to naught, but we're going to be establishing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So having the substance of wisdom that we have through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and that perfection comes from the truth and the faith that's lined up with all that. And we speak amongst each other the same thing.
And that scripture right there, you can clearly tell who's in the spirit of the Lord, because so many people who say they're in the spirit of the Lord come with such showmanship and hey, look at me type shit. And they're never saying, hey, look at the Lord. They just want to be sought at after the eyes of men. They don't want to be looked at through the eyes of the Lord.
Like they don't want cracks.
Yeah.
Any more precepts, right?
This is Sirach 5 and verse 1. Set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not, I have enough for my life. Follow not thy own mind and thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart.
That's what we just said. That's everything we just said, man. Follow not thy own mind, yo, in any kind of way. Trust the Lord, man. You know, that's meditation. Trusting the sensei in the temple of the Lord, man. Yahweh Shai. All right. The first thing they teach you in the dojo or any type of gym is what? Emptying the cup. That's the first thing they say in this worldly philosophy. And through this worldly wisdom, these people have gotten rich. Well, we've gotten rich too through this wisdom. We're rich in wisdom. We're rich in the truth. We got treasures of knowledge, treasures of information for people that we can pluck at any moment. And the Lord blessed us to where we can shut the lid and not even talk to people about it. We'll be around people all day and not even talk to them about it because we know they don't want to hear it. He said, cast not that pearls before swine. That's pearls. That's treasure. Where you find the treasure? Pearls, gold.
They're hidden.
Diamonds.
You gotta really dig to find them though.
The hidden manna.
Yeah. Anything precious on this earth, the Lord made it so you gotta really work to find it.
Right.
So the goals, the wisdom, like Zariah just said something on based upon what you were just speaking about, and he said, remember how people used to say big bank take little bank, pocket matching? Well, let's match our riches versus their riches, and see who stands out, and see who riches are going to stand in at the end.
Yeah, we'll see that the world's riches, their gold is cankered.
Who was it that called fire from heaven? And it burnt up the whole stone. It burnt the stones, and he was going against like thousands of lives. Yeah,
he was battling. What's her name? Jezebel.
So that was
Jezebel,
that was what you were just going off of. The wisdom of the Lord versus the wisdom of wickedness.
That's right. Right, man. That's what the time it is. Knowing what side you on, man. Standing against Nebuchadnezzar like Daniel did. Standing against what's his name? Antiochus Epiphanes, the way the woman did with the 7 children. And knowing that in these times, man, he said, be faithful unto death. And I shall give you a crown of life, because that's what's coming. The test is coming, the test of metal, to test your faith, man. You know? And we've been tested enough, you would think, but the Lord like, nah, we got another test to go. The main one, the temptation. Somebody get that? The hour of temptation? All right, go ahead. Any more precepts? You got something? Go ahead, brother.
This is Revelation chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
There you go, man. So that being tested 10 days, that already happened. That happened 2,000 years ago. All right. So now the Lord saying He gonna Psalm 91. He gonna protect you. That's what we hoping for. All right. So you're gonna have tribulation 10 days. That already happened. But can you go back again?
God. Start from the top.
Yep.
This is Revelation chapter 2. I'm going to start at verse 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
Right. So even in these times, some of us going to be cast into prison. And some of us are being cast into prison now for this truth. You know, even though we don't know it, but there's probably some brothers out there. Especially when they bring in the martial law. They may cast some of us into prisons or martial law or concentration camps. You know, go ahead.
And it says that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulations 10 days.
Right, that's not a guarantee in these days. It may be more than that. You know, so that 10 days was back then. Go ahead.
It says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life.
Say the Lord, what did Paul say? He said, from henceforth is laid up a crown of life. So those people were tried back then, and they're back here today to get that crown of life. So, but we're still being tested, all right? Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 10.
I figured that was the same spirit.
Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
Right, because you're keeping the Lord's word. See that? He said what? Blessed are they that heareth and those that read and keep those things that are written therein. That word keep goes into shamar, which means to watch or guard over the Lord's word. Protecting his throne, you know? Protecting his purpose. Protecting the truth. Being his spokesman on the earth. Being his trustee. Go ahead, brother.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation,
See that?
which shall come upon the whole world, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth.
There you go. That hour of temptation, man. We know what that is. That's the MOTB. All right. That's when they start to put the it's called biometrics and charagma and
Be careful.
yeah, I know, man.
Be careful.
So they're gonna, try to make you part of their system. All right, I'll say that for right now.
Yeah. I got one for you. We're talking about testing metals and stuff.
Yep.
All right. This is Jeremiah 6 and
Oh, somebody else want to go?
Oh, you good.
Okay.
6 and 27. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people.
Right, who is that? Jeremiah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right,
And it's,
so the Lord, you want to speak on it? All right, so the Lord has set the elect, or the hopeful elect, up as a tower. What's that? A safe house. All right, for protection. All right, just the same way the Lord set up Jeremiah. So each of us is a one-man army. You know, you can battle the whole world by yourself, but us standing together, the Lord made us stronger. The Lord made us be able to bear each other's burdens. You know what I mean? My brother, shalom. Some burdens. You know what I'm talking about, right?
all right. This is Jeremiah 6 and 27.
Right.
I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and their ways. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters.
Right, man.
All
all alloys, all
God.
those melt in the fire that we're dealing with.
God.
And the fire, the temperature that you would put gold in, all those are alloys and they will melt. They will melt to the temptation. you know, to the affliction. And he said, I've chosen you in the furnace of affliction. So the affliction that's coming, these people gonna melt. These Christians, these Muslims, these Buddhists, these atheists, they all gonna melt when they push that MOTB on everybody. And they say, hey, you gotta get this to be able to buy or sell. Revelation 13:16. They're gonna take their happy ass right up in there. All right, all the ones, I'm a proud American. Okay, when it comes time to eat, they're gonna go right up in there and do it. You know, you can get it on your phone. If it's on your phone, it's still render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But once it goes into the body, that's ownership. You know, you're giving ownership over to that person.
All right.
He running the floor tonight.
Verse 28. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. The bellows are burnt. The lead is consumed of the fire.
Right, the lead is going to be consumed, man, of the fire. All right, so that's why the scripture said that a man may not be burnt up, but his work shall be burnt up. You know, go ahead.
It says the bellows.
You may try to teach somebody like an IUIC, but they get destroyed and you won't.
Right, because in 1 Corinthians chapter 3, it talks about every man's work shall be tested by the fire.
Right.
And if your work might be burnt up, still because you did the work, you will be saved. Roughly paraphrasing.
Right, bro.
Verse 29, it says the bellows are burnt, the lead is consumed of the fire, the founder melted in vain. For the wicked are not plucked away, meaning the Lord's gonna leave them there, man.
They're not plucked. They're still not plucked away. Even though the Lord afflicts our people, they still won't wake up to the truth. You know, and even today, that was back then. The Lord already put hell on us. After Jeremiah with Babylon, but the Lord's saying there's still wickedness in our nation. That's how you know we still gotta be cleansed. We still got a judgment day coming. See, we ain't in the clear yet. All right. Because we still got wickedness amongst Israel. That's what all this is about. The Lord said He set the boundaries of the nations according to the children of Israel. So everything that's going on the earth revolves around the nation of Israel, and we still got a wickedness that needs to be purged out of our nation. But the Lord is separating so He can make sure He get it right, make sure He get it perfectly. He don't get nobody mixed up. So He's making a sift. He gave some brothers the spirit of truth. And other ones, which is that mark, that Gawah, a mark of exemption, and He gave others darkness. He gave them over to Satan, over to the left-hand side with the heathens. All right, so you got to know your place, know who you are, man. Know what battle you're fighting. Know that you're in a fight, whether you're getting punched in the face or not. You're getting hit.
That's it, right there.
Yeah, your house shout on the side like, fight back.
Yeah.
Get up, for real.
Just like a little testimony. When I was a younger kid, I'm still a very timid person, but it took a lot for me to even defend myself. And I remember hearing my mom seeing me out there in the yard playing with the kids and me getting bullied. My mom didn't come to help me. She told me I better fight or better learn how to do it at one. And that's how it is in these times, man. Like the devil's still gonna continue to slap the shit out you. It's up to you to use the power that was given to you by your Yahweh Shimi Al-Shah to fight back.
Yeah, it was like tee off on you.
Tee off on you. I'm talking about the sparkle.
You can drop your hands if you want. They're gonna tee off on you.
All right, this is one more verse.
And then when you begin to fight back, what happens? It said there's joy in the presence of the holy angels from one sinner that repenteth. So that's like the crowd on the side, like, yeah.
One lick that you done got, now you done ignited the whole crowd.
You know what I'm saying? You know? All right, go ahead. You got more?
Yeah, there's one more verse. It's Jeremiah 6:30. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord have received them.
Right. What's reprobate? Reprobate is fugazi, meaning fake. You know, fugazi. That's what they call it in New York. They find a fake area on the ground. I seen somebody do that. Pick up and he like got the fugazi.
Yeah, that's what they call it down here too.
He was all happy and shit. I was like, like, he's dirty, bro. He's a dirty dude. So how I knew they were like, oh, that's being fake. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, so the Lord don't want fake, man. He want pure. You know, he want that pure gold. He want that pure silver. All right. And he said he's gonna polish his jewels. He want everything to be right for his ceremony. You know, we're gonna represent his crown. He wants us to be polished and ready. The bride got to make herself ready. All right, wait, brother. So by making herself ready, it's not just about you. It's about you helping to get the brothers ready. You know, and other people that's under you. Get everybody ready by getting yourself ready.
And what are the reprobate silver? What are they going to be using? The ones that are the so-called in the fold. Y'all likes to bring it out all the time. They're over there building with untempered mortar.
There you go.
They're over there building with untempered mortar. So their foundation, not only the silver going to be burnt up, but their foundation is going to crumble also.
And, that time coming, man. The Lord ain't playing. Because imagine if we could fake forever. Shit. The Lord like, nah, man, I can't let you do it. I can't let you do it. You got a cutoff point. He about to destroy this place.
Yeah.
All right, and that test is coming though, man, before the destruction. And we gotta get our minds ready.
Appreciate it.
All right, to walk up to that grocery store door and get rejected.
While your stomach growling.
Like your stomach growling, or your family stomach growling. You know, I look now. I got a whole different mindset. So, go ahead, brother.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, and verse 38. For indeed, I will not think on the disposition of them which have sinned before death, before judgment, before destruction. But I will rejoice over the disposition of the righteous, and I will remember also their pilgrimage and the salvation and the reward that they shall have. So, right, that disposition going into a state of mind. You know, what as a precept, what manner of man you shall be. You know, that disposition, that state of mind that the righteous in. You know, being able to go to a grocery store knowing you're gonna get rejected, was, you know what I'm saying, just walk the other way where the Lord got something planned for me. But the 2/3 of our people, on the other hand, that disposition gonna lead them, you know, to trust in Egypt and go down there and ask Egypt for help. You see what I'm saying? But the Lord also remember our pilgrimage. He understand that, you know, a pilgrim is a man walking to and fro looking for a miracle. You see what I'm saying? So we don't have no certain city, no certain dwelling place on this side. So we those pilgrims that gonna be wandering to and fro, you know, waiting for the Lord to give us stretch forth His hand and send a raven to feed you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Put the spirit on a Edomite that done, you know what I'm saying? Went down to Egypt. I got you. I'm a scan for you. You see what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, and bring you whatever the situation is. You see what I'm saying? Just that certain mind frame that the righteous in, according to the, you know, and the mind frame of the wicked. You know, we ain't rejoicing over the wicked. We rejoicing over the righteous.
Well, there you go. 10 versions. There you go. That's it again, man. And then we'd be in the spirit of Abraham. Definitely a pilgrim, and that had no certain city, but he had faith in what he didn't see. Not like scientists, they say you got to prove it. You know, a lot of Muslims, they say you got to experience it to believe it. You know what I mean? But we have experienced the Lord.
And you have brought out something, I think it was last week, and it was in reference to when the Sanhedrin was asking the disciples of asking Yahushua why his disciples don't fast as often as they fast, right? And then you have made a point that, you know, when Yahushua was around, he always fed us, right? And he still does. But I stumbled across a video. I want to do a lesson on it next week for going into the Day of Atonement. Like, and one thing you said, our eating habits, we became addicted to food, right? As much as we eat and consume food, the body it's not a necessity for the body like that, right? And there's a thing called dry fasting. You have liquid fasting, you have dry fasting. Well, I didn't know that the body will produce its own water. So when you go through the Day of Atonement, what it's redoing is revitalizing the cell structures in the body, right? And creating water within and eating away by all the impurities that are inside the body, right? Disposing of it. So think about that spiritually, what that's doing for us spiritually, man. Right, so the Lord is preparing us for everything that we're gonna have to face, man. We it's been a struggle just being. It's a struggle to be Jake. It's an even more struggle to be a man to be Israel. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord is preparing us in all types of ways preparing us for the things that we're about to encounter and we're about to go through. Yeah. So and all it is a testimony to us of the strength that we have, because we don't know, but He already knows because He gave it to us.
Right. We're basically going up against man's wisdom. We're going up against Esau's blessing, Esau's wisdom, worldly wisdom. But through their wisdom that the Lord gave him and the mind that the Lord gave him, being crafty, more crafty than all the beasts of the field, more cunning. You know, they had the chief house of Esau called Teman. You know, they were their wise one. They were their scientists. They were that's their physicists. All right, so somebody get that 1 Peter 1:13. So it's our mind, our spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, his mind against their wisdom. That's the power that the Lord gave us. But what did the Lord say about Jacob and Esau? At their birth, one shall be stronger than the other. So we're stronger than them. Once we put on our strength, the Lord said what? Put on strength. Once we put that strength on, it's stronger than Esau's strength.
This strength is in lies, man. Our strength is in the truth.
Their strength is in darkness and wickedness, in sin and evil. But our strength is in righteousness, man. And you can bring darkness, a speck of darkness, into the light, and it will have no effect on the light. But if you can bring light, one match in the midst of darkness, it'll have an effect on that darkness. So light is stronger than dark. All right.
1 Peter 1:13.
That's right.
All right, this is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 13. Wherefore gird up thy loins of your mind, be sober, and hope to the end for the grace that is to be brought unto you at the revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach.
That's right, man. So hope for that. You know, gird up the loins of your mind, man. Get ready. All right. Gird up your mind. I mean, get your mind ready, man. That means fortify yourself. How do you fortify yourself? That means go sit in the corner and get your mind ready and just stare at the wall. No. You know, listen to some 50 Cent. Do some push-ups. No, that's fortifying the body and getting your ego boosted. But to fortify your mind, you got to study the precepts. You got to study wisdom. You got to study stoicism. You got to study faith, because that's what it's going to take to get through this. You know, you got to study what hope is. These are all. That's the armor that the Lord gave us. You got to study your weapon, your sword, before we go into the battle. All right. So, somebody get that knowledge and wisdom. Right. That's right, man. Because that knowledge that the Lord gave us, the knowledge, knowing how the Lord delivered Elijah, knowing how the Lord delivered Moses, how the Lord delivered Israel out of Egypt at the splitting moment. He was there for us when the Pharaoh was on our back chasing us with the army. Knowing how the Lord delivered Paul from being bitten by a serpent. How the Lord sent Yahushua for us. That's knowledge. To know, that's the experience. You can have two forms of experience, two forms of knowledge. Not science, falsely so-called, where they got to experience everything, but you have knowledge through education and through truth. So we've experienced that. You know? I need that one real quick. Somebody got it?
I got it. Knowledge, wisdom, brother. This is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
There you go. So the knowledge and wisdom is going to be the stability of our time. What time? The time of Jacob's trouble. What time? The hour of temptation that's coming here, man. To where they're going to push that digital system on everybody, man, and force you to be a part of it. Become non-human. That's what they want. They want this to be Sodom and Gomorrah again, but it's almost over. It's gonna burn up like an oven soon. It's not gonna be paradiso.
Bye.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
This is Isaiah chapter 55, verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found.
Never met a group of people that make you hate alphabets. Alphabets ain't do nothing to nobody.
You didn't sing an ABC. Shut up. Don't sing.
You skip the L, skip the B's. None of that shit.
Discount.
Yeah. Throw all the rainbows. Oh wait, you gotta keep the rainbows. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the power of darkness is misdirection and what is it? Misdirection and pretty much lying.
The straight lies, man.
That's it.
Poison.
That's it.
And it's psycho.
Yeah.
It's delusional.
Delusion.
And they want somebody else to believe that delusion. So we grew up reading Rainbow. We knew what the rainbow was about, even though it wasn't in the scriptures like that.
Right. And if you think about it, and what is their confusing target mostly? Emotions, carnal. Is everything carnal? Because dealing with things emotionally will cause you to believe that the lie is the truth and the truth is a lie. Because their feelings are wrapped up in it. You know, they want you to be, oh, all love is all love. No, it's not. That's disorder, and that's not love from Yahweh by Shem Yahushua.
There's darkness trying to spread. It can't. You can't spread when the light shines, man. And the Lord got us down here lighting our candles. So there's light in the midst. That's why darkness can't have its way. Darkness is going to be put out soon, man. All right? Real quick. Go ahead, brother.
All right. This 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 4. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
See that? So we're not in the darkness. Right? No, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. See that? Go ahead.
Right, it says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of darkness. We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
Right, we're children of the kingdom. That's what the day it represents. That day represents righteousness. We're children of the kingdom, living in Esau's kingdom. But we're not of that night that we're living in. See that?
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
There you go. So to be sober means to be circumspect and to be patient in your actions. Don't go out and attack somebody and move in haste, move in panic, move in fear. All right? And being circumspect, meaning literally watching what's going on. Shalom. Watching the prophecies, watching the news. But every time you watch the news, you apply a scripture to it. Every time you deal with something in your life, you find a scripture and apply that to your life. You know what I mean? Don't sit there and dwell on it. You gotta be a warrior. You know, you don't want to be the wizard. You don't want to be a king yet. We're not sitting here to be kings. We're sitting here to be servants to the Lord. We're gonna be kings when we're able to sit down and eat the fruits of our labor. That's what kings do. You know, but a warrior goes out and gains the kingdom.
Right.
And fights the dragon, you know? Oh, damn, the dragon.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no pun intended. They go out and slay the dragon, right? So you got to be a warrior, man. You got to fight the battle.
Right. So
fight the powers that be.
That's it. That's it. So in order to be a king, you have to claim dominion over or conquer a known territory, and that's what we're doing right now through the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So right now we're warriors, and once that campaign is complete, that's when you get that's when you get decorated.
That's right. That's right, man. So you got to gain the kingdom, man, together as a team. All right, go ahead, brother. Sure.
This is Proverbs chapter 14. I'm gonna start at verse 18. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge.
Right. So, can you read that part again?
This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 18. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge.
There you go. So the simple are going to inherit the folly, but the prudent, they're going to inherit what? The crown of knowledge. That's what you're going to gain by continuing in this truth, continuing to stay humble and stay in His work, and keep things simple. Keep it simple, man. Just be a vessel. You know, you don't have to be the tallest man, just be the man.
Con.
You know,
He said, let no man take thy crown.
don't take the yeah, but the man he's talking about is yourself. Looking in the mirror. You know what I mean? That's the first one that's trying to take the crown. That's the flesh. The flesh looking your spirit right now, like we going to the grave. That's what the flesh want to go. The flesh want to go to sleep.
Yeah, the flesh want to go right back where it came from, the dirt.
To the dirt.
He's gonna try everything he can to get right back there.
Yep.
But that's where that separation stems from. That's the spirit trying to go back where it came from the Father.
Yep. They want to go to the dirt, man. Back to the confusion. Back to the easy route. You know, right?
It's the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So how the elder was saying, you know, a soldier is a servant as well, man, serving the objective of his superiors, man. So that's exactly what we're doing on this side, serving the objective of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you know, pushing to complete his will, you know. And it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with affairs of his life, because if you engaged in warfare, you can't be entangled with the things that's going on around you. You know, you got to be I got to be single and focused towards that objective that the Lord has set in place for you, man.
Right.
To please him who have chosen you to be a soldier, man, because the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, has set us up to be warriors, to be soldiers, man, to fight, to do his work, to do his will, man.
Right, man.
You know?
You in the trenches, man. You throwing grenades and chucking bombs.
Gone.
And think about it. There was I forgot, was it in Judges? I forget where it was. But it was a scripture in the Bible. It was a story. And the children of Israel were led to go fight against another nation, right? They were outnumbered, but in the midst of that fight, the Lord put a spirit on our adversary to where they turned their swords against one another and started fighting against each other, man. And if you think about it today, that's happening right now. Can a house divided stand? No, man. You got Esau fighting against Esau at an alarming rate. All these other nations fighting against Esau at an alarming rate, man.
All right, somebody get that, with the temptation, you make a way of escape, man. So Baruch Hashem, somebody get that, somebody precept, anybody? No precept? Yeah, get this real quick and we can go change topics real quick. Yep. So go ahead and get it first. You got it?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right, so we can look through knowledge, look into the scriptures, and we can see where the Lord, his word has been tested 7 times over. And where does his word dwell? In the hearts of his people. All right, so those vessels that we use, they've been tested over time that we can read about in the scriptures. So no temptation has fallen upon man. That is a common test. A test of what? Faith. You see that? So the Lord made a way of escape even in this time. What's that? The Habakkuk. Where is it? My bad. Yeah, man, that's right. Because the Lord made a way of escape. There you go. Somebody get 2nd Ezra 15 and 3, man. That's right. 2nd Ezra 15 and 3.
It's 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 3. It says, "Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, that speak against thee."
Right, so we don't fear what Esau talking about. You see that? So we don't fear the wiles of the devil, the deceiver, man. That's deceiving everybody. We don't fear their fiery darts. All right. So he said, "What? Fear not the incredulity." Anybody know what incredulity is?
Unbelief.
It said unbelief, right? Yeah, I did it. I've spoken on that before. Let's get the. That's right. And the main one that don't believe is who? Esau. And that goes to Revelation 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that before, I think. You know? So we don't fear that, man. The Lord did not give us the spirit of fear, but the spirit of what? Hope that the Lord gonna deliver us. Make a way out of no way. Walking up to the river and believing that the Lord gonna part that river for us. Moses would have never thought of that. You know, he was about to bust a U-turn. I'm sure. You know, trust me. Time tells the story. You'll see. Give it time, man. Right? Just give it time, man. All right, where was that? Second. All right, somebody read, we read that? Keep reading that. Incredulity. All right, of them that trouble you, right? So now let's get Ezekiel chapter 3. We're gonna move in a different direction. We're just kind of going with current topics, but that's a current topic, man. Our people need to be encouraged. And, he said, what's that? Somebody get pray that the Lord send workers into the harvest.
I was on Ezekiel chapter 3. I was at verse 3. When we start back at 1.
Yeah, can we get that the harvest?
Pray for more laborers in the harvest.
Yeah. Right, man, because this is the time of the harvest, man. When you sow a seed, as the Lord has sown in the earth, He's sown righteousness in the earth through His men, and now He's looking for the harvest. It's harvest time. This is when the tares and the wheats, they both grow up together. They look the same as a youth. But then at some point, when it's time for the harvest, you can tell who's who. So everybody's running a race to that point, to Judgment Day. You know, many shall be tried and made white. All right. So by that time, you better have your act together. Whatever you're thinking in your head, whatever doubting, whatever you're dealing with, you better have that together by the time Judgment Day comes. And it's right around the corner. All right, but by the time the temptations come. But he said right now we're dealing with manifold and diverse temptations. You know? Many trials that we're dealing with, many tests. But that one test that's coming, man, you gotta have our minds together. And gird up your loins now. That's what you should focus on. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 37. Then said he unto his disciples, the harvest truly is plenteous, but the laborers are few.
Right, the Lord got a set number, 144,000, 1/3. That's a lot of people. He said it's plenteous, man. He got the harvest out there ready. But he said the laborers are few. You gotta want to do the work. You gotta labor. And labor deals with frustration, pain, growing old in your work. You know, being looked at like nobody by the people in this life. But you got to know that you're somebody every day. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? So your mind, your will, and your mind got to be strong, man. Because this world will fight against you. You can't battle it by yourself. You got help, the scriptures. You know, you're not fighting by yourself. But a lot of us want to fight it by ourselves. And we'll wrestle in the corner the whole time. But the Lord said their prophets should not be pushed into a corner no more. You're going to come out of the corner. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 38. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he will send forth laborers unto his harvest.
There you go. So that's what we're praying for the Lord to send forth laborers. Why? Because the more laborers, the more our people will wake up.
Okay.
And the more they wake up, the quicker we get out of here, according to Revelation chapter 7. I mean, think about it, man. We'll be in the kingdom, and they'll be in slavery under us. And the temptation, the storm will have passed by then. But we're still at the face of the storm right now. You know, we still staring the storm in the eyes, and it's coming. And Yahweh Shah is right there on the shores with us, saying, "Get ready." You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Y'all got some down here? My bad. I keep going over here. All right. Go ahead, brother.
It's 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 9. For we are laborers together with Yahweh. Ye are powers, husbandry, ye are God's building. According to the grace of Yahweh, which is given unto me as a wise master builder, I have laid the foundation, and another buildeth thereon. But let every man take heed how he buildeth thereupon. For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shah Mashiach.
You have this building that's being fortified and put together, and the blueprint given to us by Yahweh Shah. And if you don't want to enter into that labor to build a building, that means you don't want to come inside. You don't want to come inside and sit in the air condition when it's finished being built. So you got to get out here and do the work, man. You got to get out here and labor. The scripture said, "Hate not husbandry or laborious work," man.
Right.
You know,
be followers of Him.
good.
Not your own way. Once you do it your own way, well, like IUIC and them, they're trying to lay their own foundation.
Good.
They over there in Africa.
Yeah, see?
It's like this is verse 12. Now, if any man build upon his foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble.
Right, because it's not about money. You know, like these churches trying to do, or IUIC or GOCC, all these alphabet camps. It's not about money, you know. Go ahead.
Every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is.
Right, so they're gonna be those alloys getting melted. All right, so yeah, they're gonna try every man's work to see what type of work it was, man. You know, and the main one you're working on is yourself. All right, that's the first one. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 7, verse 15. It says, hate not laborious works, neither husbandry, which the Most High hath ordained. Hey, just like the brother Canuck, the Bishop Canuck said, man, hate not laborious work. Why? Because this is the work. This is gonna suffice in the day of trouble, man. So therefore, if you're not putting forth this work, you can't store up those heavenly riches, man. So when it's time to come to cash out, when the day of judgment, in the time of tribulation, man, and you have anything stored up in your bank account with the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, man, no faith, no works to show forth your faith, then hey, shit, you're gonna be shit out of luck, man. You know, and also too, man, our scripture say, hey, a king is gonna look and count the cost, see if he has sufficient to build the roughly paraphrasing, to build the building on, see if he have enough sufficient to go to a war with another king, man. You know, the same thing with pushing forth this truth, all right? You gotta make sure you gotta pace yourself running this race, man. That way you have enough endurance to get to your destination, man. Gotta constantly pray to as well, man, to the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai to give you that endurance, that push, that faith.
Check your gas and get to work. Check your spiritual tank to see if you got enough fuel to continue. Then when you run it low, you got to fill up. You know, you can do 1,000 push-ups, but you still ain't strong. We gotta get strong according to the scriptures, man. Dig into the wisdom, make it fun, enjoy it, see the imagination in it. Kind of like what was that movie called? Never Ending Story. My children doing that now. They be at home like getting the books and all that. You know, remember Yeah, when he grabbed the blanket, chill in the corner, lightning outside, he lit the candle, was reading. The motherfucking words, them pages came to life. All the way to the point where he wound up meeting one of the characters in person. He read that book so much, his imagination was so good, that Fantasia and all that, Never Ending Story, that he wound up becoming the book.
And that's the
We're gonna meet Yahweh Shai the same way.
And that's the aspect of a way our minds operate that Esau tries to take away with his trickery. And he tried to put that all into AI. Now everything else, the computers is making the imaginations, and people are not understanding the human created that. Right. So it all comes back to us in the beginning and what side of you that you're on. So having that vivid imagination helps you be able to, like Zaquan just said, be able to read these scriptures and meet the characters that are in these scriptures, man. And understanding that you were one of those characters in these scriptures.
We're gonna meet them in person.
A
trail.
Falcor!
Yeah, he was all into that joke. So yeah, man. And what else? That AI technology. They're going for something called ASI. And they're going for artificial super intelligence. That's the goal. So they're going from AI, artificial intelligence, and they're going to super AI intelligence. That's the goal. And they haven't reached that yet. See, right now, you'll see AI playing songs from rappers, but they can't make the voice, so they had to give it a voice. So it can't make the song. It has to borrow from different parts all over the internet and bring it into a song. So it's still a thief. It's still artificial. But when they create that AI and they don't show it nothing on Google, no voices and nothing, that joint just starts speaking. That's AI, that's ASI.
Wow.
Artificial super intelligence. That's when the damn thing can think by itself. That's when it's gonna become an idol god for them. And they're literally trying to bring demons, but they don't call it demons, but they call it D-Wave.
Black box.
Demon wave. They call it D-Wave for demon wave. But they're saying it's not demons, it's not like out to get you like spooky. But they're opening Pandora's box. And what they're doing is they can't they can't go into the the quantum realm, like Ant-Man.
Yeah.
They can't go into it, but they want to be able to read the data from it, just like they're trying to read our body's biometrics. You know, what's on the other side.
Yeah.
And they want to translate that into making a reflection of it on this side. So say for instance, it was something.
Be careful with that, because I did a video about that and what they're going to use to do that, and they took it down and striked it.
So, but yeah, in the 1920s, right? You had the 1920s. You had people like the Germans, Teeman. That's when they started, 1920s, 1925. But in the 1800s, that's when they started studying quantum theory, you know, quantum mechanics. All right, so they started studying these things. They started studying the atom and what's moving around the atom, the atomic realm. And even today, they've advanced it so much that it became household for us. You know, the quantum study, the quantum mechanics, to the point where you go to the grocery store and they're using a laser to read your groceries. That's all quantum mechanics, GPS, which a lot of flat earthers don't think exists. But that's why we're able to use GPS through quantum mechanics. So Esau got a head start on us. But what did the Lord say? Somebody get that? The last shall be first, first last. And Esau, the end of the world. The second Ezra chapter 6. Yep.
And
First shall
also,
be last shall be first.
we talking about with the whole quantum physics thing.
Deep, but, you know.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, the quantum physics is just like going into like a smaller realm of science, but they're going so small that they're actually like they're not looking at the big picture. They're not looking at the world for what it is. Rather than looking at the beauty of the flower, they're looking at the atom of the flower petal. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but like look at the entire flower. You know, like live in the present.
Well, what is the reason for that, though? What is the reason for that? For deception of purposes. They're trying to trump the Most High. If I figure out, if I find the smallest particle in this, I can figure out how to manipulate it, or I can figure out how to create it myself. So therefore, we don't need all that stuff they talking about, their wisdom. We can form our own wisdom. That's the purpose, trying to simplify everything.
And I just wanted to add 2 movies too that you can watch. Just an example of that is called Ex Machina and Transcendence. And Transcendence it goes into what you were saying with ASI and also with Ex Machina too, because it's all about software and Esau trying to make themselves as God. Shit, anything to be honest.
It's on Netflix.
I'm not sure, they probably took it off, but you could, you know, the back end. You know.
Yeah,
So yeah, but those 2 movies really highlights what the brothers was just talking about with quantum mechanics and with artificial intelligence, because that's the big thing, that's the big wave. Every company, every business, even the government is trying to get on the AI wave. The seamless, easy, fast software. That's the thing right now.
I think the word quantum means quantity. All right, so it's dealing with measures.
It means what?
Quantity.
Quantity?
Yeah, quantity.
I just want to try to get it out, because I don't know.
Yeah, it's a German word.
It is?
Yeah, quantum, German.
Oh, shit.
The Teeman. You know? Huh? Yeah, thank you. Go ahead and get that.
This is Matthew chapter 20, verse 16. So the last shall be first, and the first last, for many shall be called, but few chosen.
There you go. So that's spiritual. They're really talking about Jakes. All right, so the ones that were made first, they're going to be put last. The ones that called themselves Israelites, the Sanhedrin, that they call themselves following the ways of Moses, but they're going to be put last. All right, they're going to come into the kingdom last. They're going to be destroyed and brought in later. But this scripture can also be used for Esau, because they were put first. Somebody get that second Ezra? Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Right, there you go. So Esau is the end of the world. So Esau got a head start on us. Let's get that real quick. Why is it in Daniel? Ezekiel 28 and 3. Yeah, let's start from 2.
This is Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 2. It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God.
See that? So that's Esau. Go ahead. Yep. So Esau going to find out that they're just a man and they're not God. All right. And you can look at spiritually Tyrus today as America, and the prince of it is Esau. Okay. All right. Go ahead. So, and it said what? They're going to find out that they're not God. They're playing God because that word God means power, and they think they're the power because they got all the money. You know, they literally think themselves to be gods, man. They are. They're power. You know, but Esau believes themselves to be gods because of the money. You see that in the authority that they got. Like Bill Gates, they trying to become super billionaires. They look at that like superpowers. Because they can do what the hell they want. Go ahead.
It says, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold.
Right, what did the Lord say? He said he's going to empower us and help us to live through immortality. All right? We're picking up on the camera a little bit. So, right? What was that? Read that again.
It says, let me start from the top.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ezekiel 28 and 2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said.
Right, so Esau lifted up in pride. That's Obadiah. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee. And what they trying to bring in? A new world order. Right? Depopulation. They said the earth, when they first brought in their new world order, the earth was at about 3 billion people. And they wanted to reduce it, allegedly, down to 1 billion. But now in 2023, the earth is at almost 7 billion people. And they still want to reduce it down to 1 billion, allegedly. So what do you think? They about to do some damage out here, man. That way you can understand what's happening with the Maui and the new lockdowns that's coming and the lockdowns that just passed, and athletes dropping left and right, celebrities dropping. Sinead O'Connor, she had a third ramp up.
She gone now.
That's what I'm saying. She had a third one, and you know, that was it. Struck out.
You know?
Yeah. That's too, right?
I got a precept.
You got one? Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna go to Obadiah right there.
This is Isaiah chapter 31, verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses.
Right, so destruction to them that go down to Egypt for help. That keeping their mind on this system and going to them for help, man. Because this system is purposely made to twist them. This system is made up of poison. Look at the symbol of the hospital, the medical field. Got a snake on it. So they said it shall destroy you with the sword destruction, man. You know, so yep, to go to this, what they're about to do, no, go ahead, man.
And trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Right, because they only believe in what they see. You know, just like the Maui fires. This one guy said he made it out because he didn't listen to the police. He said he was riding, and the police was trapping him in the Maui fires. So they had the whole area blocked off. So you imagine seeing the police, and you say, "Oh, help!" You running from the fires, and they like directing you to the oven. You running from the boiler, and they direct you to the oven. So he decided not to listen, and he made it out. See, these the times we in, because the devil is seeking who he may devour. And they ain't talking about just devour you to get you to submit. He's talking about to destroy you. So they're seeking who they could destroy, man. All right? So we got to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, believe in the invisible power, Yahweh, through the spirit of truth, which is his reflection, which is his footprints in the sand. You know, to know that he was here. The markings on the tree to know how to get through the forest. The way back home. You can watch that on what was that? What was Alex Haley's old movie? Roots. The Roots, but the new one though.
Oh, the new Roots?
Yeah, the new one.
Okay, the TV series.
Yeah, that one. They were putting markings on the trees back then. You know, and to remind each other how to make it back to him. And that's what the Lord did for us, man. He's like a trail to follow.
Verse 2. Yet he also is Shalaki. It says, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Right, so that means they turn their back to the Lord. They're not looking to him. That means they still going on into perdition. They didn't turn back and repent to the Lord, man, and ask him for help. They didn't seek the high tower. They didn't seek his protection. Like the brother Bishop Canuck read earlier, dealing with Jeremiah being set up as a tower of protection. You seek the Lord by seeking his men and seeking the truth first. Right?
Hey, God, like scripture say, hey, ye have not because ye ask not, man. Right. And then too, just like the brothers were speaking on, all right, you going down to Egypt for help, so you getting a sedative now for the moment instead of getting something to actually treat the disease that you have, far as being blinded by the God of this world, Esau. But yet, when you can seek after the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because those that are made whole need not a physician, man. So if you're seeking after the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you don't have to worry about this medicine that Esau is spewing out for you that is going to only last for a day or two, man. You have to keep going back to him, all right? But if you seek the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he'll make everything whole for you, man.
Hey, they gonna give you something that's gonna create another sickness. They're gonna give you something that's gonna create another illness, and that's just it. You're gonna have to keep going back and back and back and back and back and never be cured. But the first time you go to the Lord, man, he's gonna cure and heal everything.
Somebody get Hebrews 11 real quick, 11 and 6.
Can I go back to this?
It's Hebrews chapter 11, verse 6.
This is an interjection.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
See that? You gotta have faith in the Lord. Go ahead.
For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
So that's two things right there. You gotta believe that he exists. You gotta believe that he is, man. And you gotta believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Meaning, you ain't gonna say, well, I'm doing this work for no reason. You know what you're working for. You're working for that reward. You're working for that salvation. You're working because you know the Lord is truthful. He's faithful in truth. You know, Yahushua. And he promised us crowns. He promised us eternal life. He promised us that just by doing his work. Right?
This book of 1 Corinthians 9 and 25. And every man that strive for the mystery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible.
Right, we're doing this work in faith to attain a incorruptible crown, man. All right, incorruptible crown, and that's what we're fighting for. And the Lord promised us that. So that's what you focus on, man. While you're doing this work, while this world telling you you're crazy, trying to show you you're crazy, separating itself from you or being around you, heckling you and shit. Right? Putting people up against you, saying you should be like this person or that person, or what you used to be, putting your haunts in front of your face. You know? He said, what? We're seeking an incorruptible crown, something they can't take from us.
And when they put somebody in front of you, be like, you should be like this person. I'm like, you put Yahweh in front of them, be like, no, I'm trying to be like him. See this guy?
Right. But you'll see somebody great in this society, and you'll learn. They say never meet your heroes, because you'll find out that they're just narcissistic. So, but Yahweh is not like that. He's narcissist enough to where he can't deny himself. But you can be around him, man. He's God, the creator. He said, be like me.
And he can't lie, so that's actually achievable. That's the point. He's telling you that if you could look in the mirror and believe that you exist, right? Every time you open your eyes and you know that's happening, who put it there? Let's go back to Genesis and talk about that. Who put it there physically and spiritually?
That's right, man. You know? So, all right, go ahead. You have one, my son. Go ahead, bro.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 6 and verse 10. For Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love which he has showed towards his name.
Right, because that would be unrighteous. The Lord is not a liar. You know, he's not a liar, man. He said it, and that's what it is. And Yahweh said it's even written upon his hand, Israel, and the reward that he got, the promise that he made to us, man. This promise goes way back before back when we was in the loins of Abraham. This promise was being given to Isaac in his loins when he was giving it to Abraham, when the Lord was giving the promise to Abraham. All right, so he's gonna keep his promise, man. Go ahead, brother.
In that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister.
Right, so we minister to the saints and do minister this promise. All right, and that's what you're supposed to be ministering, telling people about the promise, telling people about the destruction, telling people, warning our people about the wiles of the devil, the trickery of the devil that they're doing, not about to do, they're already doing it. They already deceived half of the world into getting their poison. And we're seeing the effects of that poison. It's a delayed reaction. And they drop it. Yeah, like that.
And that deception is turning into delusion. Because it's concrete evidence pointing towards the culprit behind these people dropping like flies. So, in the beginning, by them being deceived to go down to Egypt for help, now they're in delusion. They're being delusional, not wanting to face the fact that they were brought down to their own destruction.
Yeah, somebody in the jungle that's not watching the media, they're not affected by that delusion and that deception.
Right.
The media is right there, like, you need to do this. They had pictures of the shit.
Mm-hmm. Created diagrams. This is what it would look like under a microscope.
Yeah.
Everybody fucked up, bro.
They just did a study with the Mormons, right? How they are the only ones that don't have any what's the word I'm looking for?
Effect.
Yeah, no, good. They don't got no side effects to them, you know, because they didn't go take the free throw, the jump shot, or anything else. The ones that come before with the, you say that.
Our people creative, boy. We try to find like a billion ways to say it. Somebody gonna find the right one soon.
Yeah. It's like, you know, like the brother Arukhan was saying, you know, say the Moors, they didn't go buy Esau's mixtape. They didn't get Esau when he dropped his album, and everybody else when they got it. Not everybody that bought the album, they dropped it. Like mixtapes and new albums.
Yes, yeah, like Sinead O'Connor, she was known for getting on stage and ripping up a picture of the Pope with Bob Marley. For her to nowadays, you know, always about the war, she was talking about war against the oppressors. But now look, she gave in.
Yeah, she gave in.
And they said she was depressed. She died from depression and all that. But if you look on her page, she was looking forward to 2024. She was talking about going on tour, Sinead O'Connor, and she just moved to London or something, and she was all happy. She said, "I'm happy. I'm so happy." She was looking forward to 2024. That's why the Lord said, if we think about doing anything, we should say Yahweh Ratazah. Yahweh will, or you know, it's up to him.
Maybe it was a typo. Maybe they meant to say oppressed instead of depressed.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it was.
Yeah, they erased the oppressed for deep. Yeah.
I got some more on
You got it.
All right. This Isaiah 31:2. Yeah, he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Right.
Now the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses are flesh and not spirit. Right. When the Lord shall stretch out his hands, both.
That's it right there. That's the point. That's a good point. I mean, we can keep going though, but we're gonna find out that Bill Gates is only a man. You know, and they're nobody important, right? And it's just a mortal man that got an idea, a theory, and they got financial power to back up their theory, their thoughts. You know, bored rich people do wicked things. You know what I'm saying? So, and it said what? Their horses are just flesh. And in today's world, their AI is just what? metal. It's just technology. It's nothing. It's just like your toilet. You know?
It's just a product from Silicon Valley.
I'm about to say full of shit.
Yeah.
You know? That was a bar. Go ahead. That was it?
I moved the
No,
camera
it's
on time.
All right, go ahead.
It says, now the Egyptians are men, not God, and their horses flesh, not spirit. When the Lord shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that hopeth shall fall down, and they all shall fail together.
All right, man. So everybody that's helping Esau's agenda, they're gonna all fall together. You know, these churches, the false prophets, the media, everybody we were just talking about, they all gonna fall together. The house of cards gonna fall together. You know, and the Lord gonna time it so it'll be right on time. What y'all think?
Yeah.
All right, good.
All right. Verse 4. For thus saith the Lord, spoken unto me, like as the lion and the young lion roaring on his prey, when a multitude of shepherds is called forth against him, he will not be afraid of their voice, nor abase himself for the noise of them. So shall the Lord of hosts come down to fight for the Mount Zion and for the hill thereof. As birds flying, so will the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai of hosts defend Jerusalem, defending also he will deliver it, and passing over he will preserve it. And that's all the thing we have to have faith in, man. So as a young lion roaring at his prey, and the prey is Esau and these other nations, and 2/3 of our people. And so the noise of them, Lord ain't finna hear none of that. You know how they send a whole bunch of shepherds to chase them away from the sheep? The Lord ain't hearing that. He's that lion that chases the eagle out of the woods and said, you are that last kingdom that standeth in the way of mine, roughly paraphrasing. Yeah. So ain't nothing they can say, no type of AI, ABC, whatever they can bring forth that's gonna stand in the way of the judgment the Lord gonna bring on this place. And he said, with all that, the judgment he's gonna bring, he will defend and deliver Zion, man.
Right.
All in one walk.
I got precept.
I want to get back to this. No, you can bring it up. But I want to get back to Ezekiel 28 too. Okay. But go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 24. For all flesh is as grass, and all the glory of man as the flower of grass.
Right. Song of Solomon 2 and 8. I want to get interjection to the precept. No, go ahead. What's your point?
The grass withereth, and the flower thereof falleth away, but the word of the Lord endureth forever. And this is the word which by the gospel is preached unto you. So like the bishop was saying, all the AI, all these inventions of man that is here on the face of the earth that we see that's bombarding our people with all these wicked messages and these wicked devices, it's all just imaginations by men that are going to fade away just as the grass and the flower do.
Right. And what Kanat was reading, he said he's gonna be like a young lion, right? And destroying these nations, these kingdoms, and these governments. All right. And whoever's a part of these governments and part of this system, they're gonna be destroyed with it. All right. Whoever's pushing this system to come to pass, these Masonic people, Masons, they're the main ones, man. The main culprits. What was the one? LeBron James.
Boule.
The Boule. I always forget this. Yeah. The women. What's the women's one called? Eastern Star. Yep. You know, and the religious system, the Jesuits, right? Let me get this real quick. Song of Solomon 2 and 8.
Songs of Solomon. This is Songs of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 8.
Right, man.
The voice of my beloved.
Right, who's the beloved? His name is Yahushua. That's his true name. They ignorantly call him Jesus. His name is Yahushua. The Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we're God's chosen people. Go ahead. So the voice of my beloved. Go ahead.
It says.
So the voice represents his men. And then we're going to hear his voice in Revelation chapter 11. He said you're going to hear a voice from heaven saying, come up hither. Inherit the kingdom that my Father had prepared for you. That's Yahushua's voice. Go ahead. The voice of my beloved. Yahushua. Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 8. The voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains.
Whoa, he's gonna be leaping upon the mountains. What's that? The government. That means conquering these nations, man. Somebody get that head of many crowns. I think Revelation is 19. Did I get that right? Revelation 19. You got head of many crowns upon his head. Somebody know that? Revelation 9.
15, right?
Huh?
Like 16.
That's it.
It was a king chapter.
It was in there, yeah. He said head of many crowns. Let's get that.
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 12. It says, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Right, so the eyes as a flame of fire, that represent like lightning. The Lord's eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun. So he's going to have full scope on everything. He's watching everything to the nook and cranny. He said there should not be one stone unturned. You know? Go ahead. So he says eyes there was a flame of fire, and on his head going to be many crowns. I mean, he's going to be what? Somebody reading? Many crowns. He's going to take the crowns, the rulership from these nations. He got the keys to hell and death.
Sons of Solomon 2 and 8. The voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains.
See that? So he's going to be kicking these government's asses.
Skipping upon the hills.
Skipping upon the hills. It's going to be easy to him. It's going to be fun. And that look in his eyes, it means like you cutting your eyes somebody sideways. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to get you. I'm here, you know? That's how your house shot going to be. Go ahead.
It says, my beloved is like a roe or a young hart.
Right, a roe or a young hart. See, a young lion. But a young hart would represent a ram, or in this case, a leader. He's like a young leader. And what's that? Second Ezra chapter 2. We're putting the crowns on our head.
Yeah.
I saw a man, a young man.
Yep. Second Ezra chapter 2.
That's right, Yahushua. So even though he's been going for 2,000 years, he ain't gonna show up looking like the old ass Pope. You know, or some old deacon from church and shit. Right, he gonna show up young warrior, revitalized, renewed, fresh, glorious like a lion. He said, I shall not meet you as a man.
Yeah, that white beard and hair has nothing to do with age. That's wisdom.
Right, that's right.
That's righteousness and wisdom. That's why he gonna look like that. Not because he's gonna be coming back all old. No, he's gonna be vibrant.
Yeah, his eyes ain't about being red, you know. Right there, supposed to say lightning. Like lightning shooting out his eyes, like he's watching everything according to judgment. That's what it means. He got judgment on his mind. You know, the eyes are the windows to the soul.
That's see imagination though. They gods get old and go to waste and stuff.
Yeah. He ain't gonna show up like Merlin.
Hey. Or they got a god like receding hairlines and shit like that.
Like all like the Greek and Roman guys, they've all either they had to defeat some other gods, and then they had kids, and then their kids defeated them and became the new gods.
Yeah.
And it's just a whole bunch of paganism.
Yeah.
What's the point of being a god if you can be defeated?
Right. That's right, man. So Yahushua gonna show up revitalized, fresh, and ready. You know.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 7. The lion is come up from his thicket, and the destroyer of the Gentiles is on his way.
There you go. So that thicket represents out of heaven. The thicket represents what do you call that? The windows outside, like an awning or a patio. No, I'm thinking about a lattice. But the thicket represents the hiding place of the lion. And they're about to pounce.
It says,
so that's Yahushua coming out of the heavens where he's hiding at. That's right. Yeah. So when they hide in the thicket, that's when they're about to pounce on somebody. Yeah, I was thinking about the lattice. He's looking through the lattice. And that lattice meaning he's watching us from heaven. Like somebody show up at your door and they're looking through the fence. Like, yo, we're coming outside. That's what Yahushua doing. He's watching.
it says, he is going forth from his place to make the land desolate, and thou cities shall be laid waste without an inhabitants.
Right, when you look up on the throne in heaven and you see that throne empty, that's your ass, Esau. That's about to be a problem. I mean, he gone, he busy. Let me see what anybody else got. I'll give it back to you.
Was that it in Songs of Solomon?
Yeah, that was it. Okay. Just the point for him leaping upon the mountains and being young, youthful. All right, Ezekiel 28.
Like that.
All right, go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 28, verse 2.
Right.
It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God,
Do some squats, boy.
in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not God.
Yeah, that's right. Thou art just a man and not God. Everybody from the jump. Yep. You're gonna find out that they're just men and not God. That's right.
Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Now break it down.
Oh, Con. So Con, man, yeah, they trying to sit in the high seat of the Most High of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, but they're gonna find out merely they're just a man, man. You know, they try to exercise all their different way, as they was speaking on what it is, ASI. You know, like that, they try to put themselves in the seat of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, where they know everybody whereabouts, what they know, want to see what everybody doing, when they do it, when they got it done, just that and the third. But they try to portray themselves to be a God, but when they're merely nothing, man. Try, like the elder said, man, with their money, they think their money is power, which is not, man. You know, their money is gonna come to a naught in a few, man. You know, hey, just keep pushing, striving with striving against the Lord, but striving with the Lord, fighting with the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, against these devils, man, and you're gonna see them fall, you know.
Scripture say he is wiser than Daniel. There's no secret that is hid from him.
Yeah, we're gonna get that next. Look at that next.
This is book of Sirach, chapter 23. I'm gonna start at verse 19. Such a man only fear the eyes of men, and know not the eyes of the Lord. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua are 10 times 1,000, brighter than the sun, holding all the ways of man, and considering the most secret parts.
Considering the most secret parts. He says, surely the Lord knoweth their plans. He put their heart into their damn heads. He gave them the thoughts that they got. So he's watching all of that. He's not gonna miss any step. He's not gonna miss any iniquity that these heathens have done, and that 2/3 have done. And that's what it means when it says eyes are the flame of fire. All right. Where was that? Look at that. Ezekiel 28.
Pick back up to verse 3.
Yeah.
It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Right, they're wiser than Daniel through their science and their technology today. You know, Daniel had understanding, just like Solomon did. Well, not on the level of Solomon, but he had understanding of the elements. He knew about eating herbs and grains compared to eating the king's food. You know, he knew about these things. But Esau has become wiser because they're able to study in the quantum physics. They studying the things we can't even see through their technology and lasers and, you know, and what's out there in space. We couldn't see it back then. You had to just kind of read about it or look at it through a telescope. But now they looking at all kind of graphics. They showing us images from out there. So they have become wiser than Daniel and stolen all the knowledge on the earth through the Library of Alexandria and through conquest and what is it called, man? Conquering nations, colonizers. Their colonialism, and they steal the information. So they got all the information through their Jesuits, through their damn Catholic Church. When you go into the confessional, that was the original way of the CIA or whatever you call it, allegedly getting all the information. All right, so they become wiser through information. This is the information age. Information moving at light speed, faster than the speed of sound. Through what? Quantum physics. Once again. All right, that's what they're into. Go ahead. So that has become wiser than Daniel. There's no secret That's supposed to be a secret, you know?
It says, there is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Yeah. So through their wisdom, through their, even them knowing the scriptures, they know about the scriptures coming to put us in slavery. Even Christopher Columbus knew about the Israelites being over here. In 70 AD, they knew it. That's why they told Josephus that you better get with us. God is with us. You know, Alexander knew that he was the one spoken of in First Maccabees, and also Daniel chapter 8. All right. Go ahead, brother.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2. That ye be not soon shaken in mind or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Yahushua Mashiach is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
The elder just spoke about that. Titus and Vespasian being the revelation of that wicked root. All the way starting with Alexander, man. Prophecy. When Alexander showed up, the priest brought him to the temple and showed him, this is you right here. Wrote and showed him, opened the scrolls and showed him in the book of Daniel. It wasn't like books, but it was on the scrolls. Showed him who he was. You're that was the he-goat.
That's right. Yeah, they wicked. Esau wouldn't have known that they were still in them caves. But the Lord brought them out from them caves. You know, he put enemies at their borders, caused to draw them out of what's it called, Edom. It was the Nabateans.
Right, and that was spoken of in Daniel. Verse 4 said that he ruled in the kingdom of men, and he set up oaths the basis of men.
Basis of men.
He started pulling them out of that cage.
Yeah,
man.
I think it's Obadiah too, where he said they were drawing these out to the border.
They brought these out to the border.
Yeah, they brought these out to the border.
That's Ezekiel too.
That's Ezekiel?
I think. I could be wrong. We'll find it.
Okay, yeah, let's get that just in case. We're good. Somebody got precept? If not, we can.
Let me check Obadiah first.
It's Obadiah. All the men back Confederacy.
Brought them to the borders.
Yep.
I got it.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Obadiah, verse 7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Yeah.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
Right, that was the Nabateans that forced Esau out of Edom around the 9th century and the 8th century BC, and they were forced to the borders of Judah. They were looking to us for help under King Jehoshaphat. All right, who was a Judite, and he made an allegiance with him. They signed a peace treaty for Esau to stick with Israel, but they broke that peace treaty during the time of Nebuchadnezzar. When Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonians, sent in Esau to burn down our temple at the 586. That's right. Go ahead, brother.
And it says, there is none understanding in him. That's the last part.
That was it. That's right, man. So there's no understanding in Esau. The light that is within him, the light that is within him, the spirit that is within him, that's lifted up, is not upright in him. That's right. Go ahead. Yep. We can get it, huh? That's right, man. Because that spirit that's in them is darkness. So they have no understanding. Even though they look like they do, they studying things, they testing things out, stealing people's knowledge, stealing people's images, characters, stealing our names. Huh? They can't take it, but they try to take it. They try to take our inheritance from us, but they can't touch our inheritance.
They discontinued us from ours, and try to set themselves up like they would, but they can't take it.
They can't take it.
That's what he's crying about.
Right.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right, so what are they lifted up by? Their science, their money, There's war, killing, robbing, killing, and stealing, depopulation. This is not right, man. You know, everything that they lifted up over their religion, whatever lifts up these Edomites, even their damn movies, is not right. You know, they'll have a movie about Moses and he'll be Edomite.
10 Commandments.
Yeah, they should have named it the 9 Commandments or something.
They broke down, so I'm not lying. They broke down.
They broke down. You gotta do the rest of the 9, man. That's it.
And also think about it though.
Yeah.
It's all set up by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because at one point in time they thought the Egyptians were gods. Now look at them. Now look at
The
them.
Lord showed them. He said he raised up Pharaoh for that reason.
Same. That's the reason why he's raising up Esau.
Yeah, he raised up another a-hole to think that they're God. All right? And they ain't gonna show them that they ain't nothing but a shitter. That's what the ass is. All right? Talking shit. Somebody lose him?
I just brought out the Habakkuk. His soul is not upright in him.
Yep.
That's an injection. Then we put it on the point of
Somebody hold some.
Precept.
Somebody hold some. Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
you see on this?
Yeah, let's keep going with that. Okay.
This is Sirach chapter 16, verse 15. It says, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known in the world. As the brother was just speaking of, man, as he did during the time of the Exodus the first time, man. You know, hardened Pharaoh's heart that where he thought he couldn't be touched, so the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua can exalt his power within the midst of his people and also the midst of the nation of Israel to show who the true power is, man. And that's also going on today, all right. The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua letting Esau climb all the way up to the top as it seemed to be, like he can't be brought down, like they say. What it was, whatever movie Chris was in, hey, God bless America and no place else. They feel like they can't be touched. Hey, that's what they go get, man. They go get a blessing like no place other, man. With 200 million nuclear missiles, all right? Thus saith the Lord, thus saith these scriptures.
God.
So basically, all right. So Moses was our overcoming of the Egyptian Pharaoh, like to bring us out of the first Egypt, and Yahushua is our overcoming of this present Pharaoh to bring us out of the second Egypt.
Right, in the first Egypt was to make his power known. This is what? Known goes into knowledge. So that way today, we'll have the knowledge of what the Lord will do to save his people.
All right, this
things that are written aforetime were written for our learning. Through the scripture, we'll have hope. See that?
All right, this Revelation 12:9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And I heard a voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night.
Day and night, man, non-stop. They're working when we sleeping. When we sleeping, they got them AI computers going. They got technologists and agents working, physicists working 24/7, getting this thing going. So that's why the Lord told us to give him no rest, day nor night. Go ahead, brother.
And we was looking at this small thing. It was dealing with McDonald's, how they buying and spinning into this technology, basically, where they can pump commercials into your mind while you sleep. So, hey, man, so if McDonald's trying to do that, well, the other companies already got that where they want to get that type of technology, man.
And that, all right, then you know what's gonna happen at that point? The same thing they did with our mailboxes at home. Junk mail, and then the next thing happened on the internet, your email, junk mail. And then now you go on damn spam. Now you go on the internet, social media, you got everything popping up.
All in your brain.
Man, listen, boy.
Hey, you gotta put a spam folder in your brain.
Yeah. Some of that you gotta put a spam. You gotta pay for it. See that?
They just have Well,
They had to get a
right now,
virus
it's a whole
cleaner.
bunch of junk in the brains, in the minds of the people right now.
Huh?
There's already a whole bunch of junk in the minds of the people right now.
Yeah, that definitely goes into hearing voices.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Shit. This is verse 11. And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, that they loved not their lives unto the death.
Right.
This is the point. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell therein. Right, he's talking to the elect that are rejoicing in the heavens, man. And the angels. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. That's why the Lord telling us to mentally come out of this place, man. And we're physically going to be brought out of this place to the chariots, right? And it says, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So now think about what he told Moses, right? Before he sent Moses in there to Pharaoh, he told Moses, I'm going to harden his heart.
Yeah.
Meaning he going to put more hell on y'all before I make him say uncle. You get what I'm saying? Same thing. He's coming down having great wrath. The Lord's going to really make this devil show his horns, because this is the ultimate greatest magnitude of revelation that he's going to put on the whole world of showing who he is. We already know. It's best to know, figure out who he is right now. Because if you figure out who he is, you'll learn to grow and love Yahweh. But if you don't get that to that point, you're going to find out who Alashaja is. And you don't want to meet him. They met him back in the past. That's what they were talking about, brought us out of Egypt. That's what they were talking about during the times of Noah during the flood. That's what they were talking about during the times of Elijah. You know?
Yeah, you want to meet Willy Wonka. You don't want to meet Candyman. Two times Candyman out there.
But understand, he's the creator of everything. He has a dark side, not meaning confusion, meaning judgment and destruction, anger.
Yeah, King of Terrors, man. King of Terrors, yeah.
King of Terror, there you go. King of Terror, the king of that shit. you talking about Esau going around here looking for weapons of mass destruction. They coming. They coming.
Right, we're gonna go back to Ezekiel 28 too. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. This is Ezekiel 25 and 14, and it says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do Edom according to my anger and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
You can speak on it, brother.
And I just wanted to bring that out because Bishop Kanat was just talking about how Esau and Edom feel like they so powerful, they can do this and they can do that, but they gonna end up meeting how you say it? Alashaja, Salakia. Right. But they gonna meet him, and they gonna meet him very, very quick, very soon.
Right, man, ain't got no choice.
Hey, it's gonna be like a slap contest. Hey, can you imagine how about Shimei putting their hand on yours and putting the hand on Esau, the dude on the scary movie? My strong hand. That's what they slapping with, man. They arms too short to slap box with the Lord, man.
That dude on social media. He said, nigga, let's go.
Hey, that's Esau. He gonna pull out the gun and think that's gonna help him. So, hey, I told you. Nah,
yeah, definitely.
Let's go.
I got a free stuff.
Go ahead.
This is Joshua chapter 2, verse 10. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we heard these things, our hearts did melt. Neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you, for the Lord your power. He is power in heaven above and in the earth below. So that's what the people of today's time have forgotten. They've forgotten the true power of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. But when they see when Yahweh sent Yahushua into this realm again, and they're not going to see him as a man, but in his glorified form with all the hosts of heaven, that melting of the hearts is going to come back.
Right. Yep. And they're gonna try to deceive people with that too, because they don't want to give Yahweh his fear. They're gonna try to say it's aliens.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a fake alien invasion. Yahweh, whatever, allegedly. Through what you call Project Bluebeam or a different technology that they got. And they can easily make it look like aliens showing up and drop a damn missile somewhere and say alien attack. And these idiots gonna believe it. But they don't want to believe in the angels of the Lord. They believe in a little green damn demon.
That's crazy.
Running around talking about phone at home. Go ahead, Doc.
This is Romans chapter 13, verse 4. For he is the minister of Yahweh to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. For he bear not the sword in vain. For he is the minister of Yahweh, avenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
Right, man. The scriptures say that the Lord leaped down as a man of war. He's a man of war. He got the sword in his hand, just like us in the kingdom. He's gonna put swords in our hand. We're gonna be bearing the sword, and we're not gonna have it in vain. You see that? So basically, that's to say, don't take the Lord's kindness for weakness. You know, take this opportunity, man, and be scared. Because you don't have to fear, like, you know, they say you grow up, you don't fear nobody but your parents, and that kind of helps you fight the world. Well, in this sense, we're not supposed to fear nobody but Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. So we'll be able to fight his battle. But we got to give him that fear, because we should fear, him. But you run into a lot of Muslims or a lot of Jake, they don't want to fear the Lord. Fear is going to make you do what somebody say. Even fear of your parents or fear of your brotherhood. You don't want to lose your brother. You don't want, your admiration toward, or your trust. So you fear that. There's a sense of that, right?
And that's the acknowledgement of danger from stepping away from him.
Right.
And that's what that fear is going to bring. You want to fear him that's bringing the judgment and destruction, but being in his good graces, he's comforting to you, so you don't have to fear the judgment that he's bringing.
He's saying fear of walking away.
Yes, that's what you need to fear.
That's right.
Hey, it was just like me and the brother Arayala was speaking the other day, man. Hey, if a child is only going to listen only to you if he fears you, or if he or she fears you, So with that being said, you got a disrespectful child just running around. There's no type of discipline being enacted towards that child, man. So therefore, the child is running around rampant, doing what they want to do. But at the same time, when that time of time for an ass whooping to come, hey, then no, it ain't gonna be time for that, man. Hey, that's why the Lord Yahweh says, "Seek him while he may be found, call upon him while he is near," man. So hey, once that time get here and the shit finally hit the fan, hey, you done had all this time to straighten up. Now I told you this was your ass when I get back home. I told you to clean the room up. When I got back here, it wasn't clean, so that's your ass. Now they used to tell you, hey, take out the chicken when I get home so I can cook. That chicken ain't taken out. So that's you now.
The most disrespectful and hard-headed behind children are the most scariest ones. My uncle, when we used to go to Swanee County in Live Oak, Florida for the summer, right? You be bad if you want to, because it ain't no street lights out there. It's pitch black. And if it's some cloud covered and you can't see the stars, you can't see your hand in front of your face when you're outside. That's how dark it get, right? No street lights. Be bad if you want to. He gonna lock you outside. You gotta sit out there for hours. And the most baddest ones were the most scariest ones out in situations like that. And that's how it's gonna be today.
Hey, because them scariest ones, they ain't never met with no discipline. So when that discipline get there, they just get the panicking. They don't know what to do. Hey, that's why knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time. So hey, if you know better, you do better. So that's why you got to do better. That's why you got to seek the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Shai. So shit, when the shit hit the fan, you run around with it like a chicken with his head cut off, man.
Right, man.
Shit hit the fan, you'll have an umbrella.
Right. Yep. When we live by our own understanding, you're gonna fall victim to the traps. We gotta follow the map. You gotta follow the treasure map. What movie was that, man? Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah.
No. Which one? The boy Goonies.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Remember that when he had to play the instrument?
Yeah. And he played it off tune.
And that motherfucking floor fell in and shit. Everything was happening. Darts shooting everywhere. So you got to follow the map and do exactly what it say. Follow the blueprint.
Yep. This is with fear. This is Psalms chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 11. Serve the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai with fear and rejoice with trembling. Keep going.
speak on it, Aaron.
And that's the having the fear of the Lord. You serve Yahweh Shem Shai and rejoice and trembling, man. And that's how it used to be back in the day when the prophets would show up in a town or a city. Hey, people used to tighten up, get right. They go get their sackcloth, throw ashes on top of their head, and humble themselves, right? But in this time, it's so many people on the world, and 2/3 of our people are going to be destroyed. It's gonna seem like there ain't no faith on the earth. But you see the faith on the earth by the prophets coming out here prophesying, making the videos, by the people watching those videos in sincerity and truth. That's how you see faith on the earth. But the fear of Yahweh Shem Shai is to respect his authority and him being authority. So you're gonna listen to what he says. So what Esau says isn't gonna matter. So they're gonna use the fear. Think about it. They're using the fear tactic to get the people to move in haste, to move according to their agenda. What happens when you don't fear them, but you fear Yahweh Shem Shai? You ain't gonna do what they say do. You're gonna do what the Lord tell you to do. That's how you rejoice and trembling, man.
That's right. Somebody get 1 Peter 1:17 real quick. We get 2 precepts, then we get the other one.
1 Peter 1:17.
Yeah, about the shot the water. And Obadiah 1:6.
This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 1, verse 17. It says, and if ye call on the Father, who without respect of persons judges according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear.
Right, so he said be as immigrants, right? We're like immigrants here, migrants. So he said pass the time of your sojourning. This is the journey that we're on, you know, in a strange land. So he said pass that time in fear, man. Fearing who? Yahweh. You know, fearing him meaning studying. Fearing him meaning doing the work. All right.
Quick interjection. This is Psalms chapter 89, verse 7. Yahweh Shem Shai is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him.
Pretty good. Want to break it down?
Basically, read it again.
Start back at Psalms 89, chapter 89, verse 7. It says, Yahweh Shem Shai is greatly to be feared in the assembly of the saints, and to be had in reverence of all them that are about him.
Right, so the assembly of the saints, starting with the tabernacle of David, onto the 1/3 of the elect men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. They're reverencing to him that authoritative figure as a father figure, the creator of the universe, creator of everything. So that any move they make in this realm is going to be according to what he says to do, and that's how we rejoice in it. So if you move any other way outside of that, you're moving to your destruction.
Yeah, out of his presence.
Out of his presence, out of his sight. That's like how your parents, when you go to the store, say, "Don't you leave from my sight, from by my side." It's the same thing, and you were afraid to leave your parents' side because what they'll do to you if they caught you on somewhere you ain't supposed to be.
Right, because the main ones that could be in the Lord's presence was the priest. You know, the high priest, and they were going to make atonement for the sins of Israel. So that's what we got to be. We got to be able to go into the Holy of Holies, be able to be in the Lord's presence, be able to deal with the altar and the service of the Lord. All right, but once you leave that post, then you become what? You know, opposite of that.
Infidel.
And, then you took the word out of my head. Damn it. Yeah, that infidel. All right. That's right. Somebody,
28.
Yeah, Ezekiel 28. Let's keep going with that all the way down to. Didn't we read both precepts? Obadiah 1.
Nope, still got.
Let's get that Obadiah real quick.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6.
Yep.
It says, "How are the things of Esau searched out?"
Right. So how are the things that Esau searched out? Oppenheimer. They got this movie out right now in the
I
time.
gotta watch that because you spoke about it in your lesson.
Yeah, I ain't finished it yet, but it's a good movie. It's boring. It's real boring, but if you just let your mind see it, you know, I be doing the shit, so I'm kind of boring. I listen to a lot of boring shit.
Yeah.
You know, black and white stuff and boring talk, man. And that's where you'll find the devil in the details.
So what is that basically about? Just real quick, get on top.
It's about Oppenheimer in 1945, where Hitler came up. He found a way to split the atom, and he did it before America. And then Russia was doing it too. And they split the atom. They made a bomb. They were making a bomb. So American generals, you know, in the military industrial complex, they were trying to find scientists and physicians in America to build a bomb.
All right.
But real quick, but they were telling these physicians, physicists, to just deal with the science part of it, splitting the atom. They wouldn't let them know they were making a bomb. So that's when you have people like Einstein, but Einstein couldn't really get it. So they went to the Germans, and people at that time, a lot of soldiers were leaving Germany, physicists, because Hitler was looking at them like, you ain't no German no more. Yeah. Because they didn't want to be a part of that war. You see that? So they would leave Hitler in that fascist mindset.
God.
Right, we were just talking about that. So, and they would leave that and go to America. And that's why in the movie you're gonna see the Americans didn't trust them.
Right.
Oppenheimer.
I watched a 3-hour-long PBS documentary talking about they built a big, like, it wasn't a concentration camp, but it was supposed to be a resort camp where they brought all those physicists from and it was somewhere in Utah, some shit like that, where they brought everybody to start creating Big Man and Little Man, but they didn't realize that's what they created. So that's right. All right, cool. I can watch it.
They're dealing with the more of a molecular side of it, how they first fired off and saw the atom, and then saw it disappear. So it's like, in a sense, ain't on the movie, but in a sense, it's like you put a quarter into a couch, or you get up from the couch and you lost a quarter on a car or something like that, and then you look in the car and try to get the quarter, and then you reach for it, then it moves. You can't get it. So that's them playing with atoms. So they can't grab it, but they can try to manipulate it. So by the time that they looked, it wasn't there no more. So they was like, what was that? And that's when they started dealing with the study of quantum physics, and firing off of lights and stuff like that. And that's why the Lord gave me them visions a couple of years ago, man. Dealing with the pineal gland and all of that shit. That's everything. You know? Spiritual antenna. Yeah, the spiritual antenna, man.
Yeah. Understanding the operation of the elements.
Right.
Bottom line, that's where it goes with Wisdom of Solomon 7:6.
Yeah, let's get that too. Let's get that on deck. Yeah, and the God gene.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So there's no secret that Esau hasn't searched out and found. But guess what? The Lord said, how is his secrets? Let's get that, Obadiah 1:6.
This is back at Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6.
Right, so they think they found out the secrets. They cracked the code. Right, that's what they call it, coding. Coding today is basically witchcraft. You know, you can do coding, but I'm talking on the level they're on. They're going to be coding these AI technology. They're going to be coding it, and that goes into witchcraft, man. All right, they're making Frankenstein. So the Lord knows their plan. He said He put the heart in the man. So surely the Lord knows their devices and what they plan in their heart. So He searched it out and let us know. So there's no secret that can be hid, and nothing that should not be brought to light. Go ahead, brother.
Obadiah chapter 1, verse 6.
Right, so we know exactly what they're about to do. And Yahushua came here to tell us, man, face to face. If you're in this truth, you were most likely talking to Yahushua 2,000 years ago. And you're back here to get your crown.
It says, how are the things of Esau searched out?
That's right. How are they searched out? Are we getting a magnifying glass and searching them out? Are we going to the colleges and universities and searching them out that way? Are we going to the bottom of the ocean? Are we on a rocket trying to search out? Are we sneaking into the damn mosque or the Catholic Church? Are we sneaking into the Masonic temples to find out what the hell they doing? Are they coming out and just telling us blatantly? No. They put little bits and pieces in their movies because that's their belief. Their satanic belief is to tell you a little bit of what they're about to do and then say what you're going to do about it. That's part of their satanic belief.
Right.
That they got to tell you a little bit before they do it. So they put it in movies. You know, go ahead.
And it says, how are his hid things sought up?
Right, so the Lord sought them up. The Lord gave us the keys. Go ahead, the answers.
Verse 7.
Yep.
It says, all the men of thy confederacy.
Oh, that was it, right? I think that was the point I wanted. Yeah, that was the point. Yeah, how's the things sought up? Go ahead.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 21. It says, in all such things as either secret or manifest, them I know, for wisdom is the work of all things, taught me.
Yeah,
So as the brothers was just speaking on, man. So if Esau, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. So anything that they have going on, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to make sure that we're aware of it, man. So if anything comes to pass that Esau is working on, he's going to make sure that we're well equipped for what they have to, what they have. He's going to make sure that we're prepared for what they have to come, man.
Right. He said the service of prophets, right?
Come on.
That's good. Go ahead, brother. Yeah.
This is back at Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8.
Yep.
It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Whoa, so what's that world wisdom of this world is foolishness?
For 1 Corinthians chapter 1.
Right, and then Isaiah 34.
34 and 16.
Yeah,
1 Corinthians.
Yep. I'm gonna go there too so I can make sure.
3 and 18.
Go ahead, bring it out when you got it. We go back to that, then Obadiah in a second.
You want Isaiah?
34?
Come on.
Not yet. He's gonna destroy the wise man out of Edom. All right.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
See, our wisdom that the Lord blessed us with is destroying their wisdom. And the wise today is talking about who? Esau. The scriptures say they're wiser than Daniel. But who is it talking about? The chief house of Edom, besides Amalek, which will be Teman. And those Temanites are who? Them Germans. And in the 1920s, it was the Germans that coined the phrase quantum physics. That's where they get the name from. It's a German title, quantum, meaning quantity. And they use all these German physicists to create these, to split the atom, to create hydrogen bombs, and deal with plutonium, gathering up plutonium and uranium. All right. Somebody else something? Somebody wasn't this one? Yeah, go ahead. Definitely.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh, for it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness.
Right, go ahead, you got it. He's gonna take the wise. Go ahead, you speak on.
God.
That's beautiful.
So just like the elder was saying, the wisdom of this world, which is the only wisdom that Esau has, is foolishness unto the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. The true wisdom is the knowledge and wisdom and understanding of these scriptures. And it says he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, man, because ultimately that's that snare that the Lord got set up for Esau, man. He gonna take them in their own craftiness. They put their top scientists to create these different missiles and weapons of destruction and so on and so forth. And that's how that's their end. That's gonna be their own destruction, man, being destroyed by those missiles, man, that they set to create and put forth on the earth.
Right, man.
Man, it is so funny, hilarious how I didn't know that Germany and Russia were the first ones to have that technology for splitting the atom to bring forth the atom bomb.
Yep.
But the Most High put them on hold and had America be the first one to use it, and ultimately that's what's going to be the thing that destroys America.
Oh, you got present? Go ahead, bro.
But in that, he's still going to destroy the wise men out of Edom, Temanites.
Yeah, go ahead. You good.
This is this is Isaiah chapter 54. I'm gonna start at verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire.
Right. So the Lord created Esau, right?
And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
There you go.
No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn.
Right. So no weapon that's formed against us shall prosper. The weapon's going to be formed, but they're not going to prosper against the children of Israel. The Lord needs these weapons to come forth as these are the weapons of his indignation, right? Of his righteous anger to bring judgment on the earth. So now, understanding that the Lord did not want Germany or Russia to be the first one to drop the bomb, because understanding the winner of World War II was going to be the front runner or the powerhouse nation over the earth. He wanted America to be set up, the United States to be set up to be the hammer of the earth, and Europe being the ones that financed the war, backing out of the war, to be the ones that are behind the scenes swinging the hammer. and he set it all up to be able to destroy this place.
Right. If I may add on too, that was a time when pride hit its all-time highs too for Esau, man. You know why? Because they felt like they can't be touched. They felt like they set the standard for everybody else. Oh yeah, hey, you do this what's gonna happen, man. Little man and fat boy will be dropped on you too, man. But also too, hey, with that being said, just like the brother Kanat was speaking on, that was also to uplift their pride, and also for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh shot to have these other nations, all right, behind closed doors, build up their military arsenals. All right, as we see in the day when the scripture says, "Let the weak say I am strong," man. You know, and that's what they're doing now, turning back towards this bully, letting them know, hey, man, all that ain't finna fly. And that shows the pride of Esau from back then. That yeah, we did this back then, so we still we still got the same thing going on now. Y'all can't touch us. Y'all can't do this. Y'all can't do that. They still using floppy disks within their military, man. You know why? Because they still like that same power that they had back then is going to be able to suffice for them today. You know, hey, they ain't gonna be no pushover though, but it ain't gonna be enough.
But the thing about it is what the United States failed to realize, at the moment that they dropped those 2 bombs on Japan, the rest of the world became an enemy to the United States, even the ones that were in alliance with them. Because
the scripture say, who can stand before enemy?
right, because
they envy them. Who can make war with him? We want to be like that.
Right. So now, with America, the United States sticking their chest out, being like, I'm the front runner of this thing. When you're the front runner,
even more stout than all his fellows.
Right. So now, when you're the front runner of everything, what is everybody behind you trying to do? Get ahead of you. So what do? Big man, fat boy. Then, what is the 60s and 70s? They faked the moon landing. So now, what did that do? Allegedly. What did that do? It took people's mind. Now, they were still focusing on their military structure in these other nations, but everybody trying to fight to get in space now because of that. So it's just all an optical delusion, misdirection, and lying to divert the mindset of these other nations.
The first one that really came back with evidence from the moon would be Russia. But they did it with robots. All the rovers they got now, they had it back then. But they ain't let us know about it. Just like they had internet before we knew about it. It was military. So that's why the social media is like still a military setup.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's get Nahum 3 and 18 real quick. 1 second, brother. Somebody hold something. You holding that still? He said he's going to destroy the wise men out of Edom. You know? So ultimately, he's going to destroy them. Yep. Ultimately, he's going to destroy them through this war. But he destroyed them. He said, what did he say about us? We're destroyed for lack of knowledge, right? So he's going to destroy them too. 3 and 18. Nahum. Yep.
It's the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 18.
Right.
Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria.
Right, so they shepherds today, spiritually, America is Assyria. So they shepherds, their leaders are slumbering, they sleeping. Look at Trump and all them. All their leaders, man, they sleep. Go ahead.
Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust.
What they call their president, Sleepy Joe. And thy nobles, see that? Their nobles, all their leaders, the wise ones of Edom, are going to what? So go ahead.
Shall dwell in the dust.
So they're going to dwell in the dust. They ain't going to have no answers for what they're doing. You know? Being confusion. All right? Stuck in darkness. When they ain't going to be able to put this destruction off of them. So the Lord is destroying the wise men out of Edom. See that? They ain't gonna have no answers. Go ahead.
Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them.
Right, so their military is scattered all over the world, and nobody's accepting them. They want them to get the hell out of there. You see that? So their military is scattered everywhere. But now they're losing that power, so they gotta get the hell out of there. All right? So yeah, their wise men are dwelling in the dust. And that's the Lord destroying the wise men out of Edom. Let's get that. Let's get something else real quick. What was that? Let's get Ezekiel 49, I think it is. Let's get Ezekiel 49. Let's get Jeremiah 49 and 7.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
Whoa, so they don't have no more wisdom? Yeah, they do. But the wisdom of this world is foolishness now. See that? The Lord gave us a one-up against them, just like the BRICS nation. They got a whole new economy against Esau's economy. It's still an economy, but he gave us something better. You know, go ahead. So they still got wisdom, but our wisdom is better.
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him.
Right, man. All right, so the Lord destroying all the wise men out of Edom, man. Everything they do is gonna be a stupid move.
It's funny you say that because they had took some words from Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein and Oppenheimer were speaking, and Albert Einstein called Oppenheimer like man child. He had like very low emotional intelligence, and he had like a lot of behavior wise as an adult male irregularities within himself. Even though he split the atom, he made the bomb and everything, he was still just a
Bill Gates.
Yeah, exactly.
Bill Gates said his mom said he's crazy. He's like, he said he used to attack me when he was young. He has a temper. so no one man.
You, Mom.
Yeah, he said no one man should have all that power. He probably like Brightburn looking at her.
God.
He said no one man should have all that power. So with all that power, he got a temper, and people remember that pie they threw in his face. He was walking. He still remember that shit. You got Jake popping his daughter.
Oh yeah,
he mad, man.
Hey, on South Park, they got him like a gangster thug on there. So yeah, I can go for it. He had a bad temper. He took off his shirt, tatted it up, and started beating up the CEO for Sony, man. Hey, real bad temper. I can go for it. South Park.
Yeah, I can see it because you have to have some dysfunctional mind frame to try to bring forth the stuff that he's bringing forth.
Yeah.
It's not a normal way of thinking, man.
Nah, real impatient, probably snapping, man. He probably be snapping.
And to be rich in this world, you gotta be you gotta F people over.
It's right, be a shark.
Yeah. Shark taste.
He buying up all the farms. He got money, man. He got more than money. He is about to be a super billionaire. We don't even know what the hell that is.
Is that really a number? Like
super billionaire. When he patented 060606. And that's what they're doing. That's why all these elites they quit their jobs, right? And then you got people like Fauci.
Yes.
Ownership, so they all making themselves rich right now. All right, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. All right, where was that? Obadiah 1:6. We'll get it, bro. 1:8.
This is back at Obadiah chapter 1, verse 8. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
So the Lord gonna destroy these damn devils, even though he raised up Oppenheimer. It's not like a fungus or some shit. Somebody kept on their foot. What's that on your foot, bro? It's an Oppenheimer. Like a bunion. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
And it says, an understanding out of the mount of Esau.
See, that's what the Lord's saying. He's gonna destroy their understanding. Everything that they understand is going to be used against them in the court of law.
Hey, that's how they be in their movies. Like when their whole world come crashing down, like all their plans. Man, how could this be? Hey, Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh, man. It was his setup from the beginning. He was the one in charge. He was moving the chess pieces around, man. You never had control.
Yeah, all their movies, they always have Esau winning. Coming back and winning. Some power coming from out in the heavens. And they always win against them. Independence Day. All of them, yeah.
Battlefield LA.
Yeah, they always have that. And then they try to make them look like the bad guys that's coming from out of the heavens. Or everything will be America. Do it for the America. America's with you. This is King Kong. What the fuck? What about China? What about Russia? It's just America? Like, watching Jurassic Park, and they kept saying America. Like, this the world? You get what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that exists. Right?
It's a game called Battlefield 4, and it's a very prophetic game. In that game, you have three nations that are warring against each other, which is America, Russia, and China.
Right.
But in that game, they're painting Babylon America as the good guy, as Captain America, the one that stands for what's right. But when you read between the lines, you know who caused what and why that war is even happening between these three nations.
That's right. That's right, man. Right, man. Yeah, they captain, they the Lord of Flies. Appreciate somebody said it. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
This is the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 4. Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. You know, basically, you know, it's gonna be that set. It's gonna be that cutoff time. You know, that point where Esau can't, you know, push forth his wickedness no more. The Lord appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Go ahead, brother. Yep.
This
We're
book
gonna
of
cut off
Amos.
We're gonna cut off all of them. The bankers, these Rothschilds, the royal house of demons. What they called? England. Yeah, man. All of them. We gonna get all of them, man. And that's a beautiful thing. That's what you should meditate on. Don't meditate on a woman that did something dirty to you. We got bigger fish to fry. Like Errol Spence, right?
Shots fired. Yeah. I seen that on the list too.
Yeah, little subliminals. Oh, that was just, yeah, I'm looking right past you.
This is book of Amos 1 and 11. Thus say the Lord, for 3 transgression of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he keep his wrath forever.
Forever. He's still mad at us. That's a hater. Look up the word hater. It should be Esau right there with a smile. You know, you're gonna have a smile. Yeah. But he said they hated us perpetually. And they put off pity. Pity meaning like the Lord said he's very pitiful. To have pity for somebody. Look at the word, the definition for it. I don't like mercy. It goes into mercy. You might as well say mercy. It's probably gonna say mercy or something like that. But to have pity, man, to see us in our condition, and instead, what did Esau do? Let's get Obadiah. When he stood on the, say, when thou stood.
Verse 11.
Okay, let's read that. It's verse 11, ain't it?
Then thou stoodest on the other side.
And what he did, the shame shall cover him. It's all in that same chapter.
That started with verse 10.
I mean, like bounce, you know.
Okay, so this is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 11. It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other.
Go one verse.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
See, that's a shame for that violence that they did to us, man. They were violent. They used their sword. The Lord blessed them with a sword, and he like, yeah, I'm gonna kill Jake with this. You know, they used their blessing to destroy us. Go ahead.
That says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Right, so the Lord never forgot anything that they did to us, man. All right, the Lord still got them on the hit list for everything they did. Okay.
And it says, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
See, because of that, the Lord gonna cut them off forever, and the Lord gonna put off pity when he's dealing with them. He said he's gonna pour out this destruction on them without mixture. You know, that's like pouring something straight, just dumping the bottle out. Instead of doing a little bit with measure, like a physicist. When the Lord did that with us, he measured our destruction. He measured the time when we're gonna be out of the fire, out of the affliction. But with Esau, he ain't gonna, man, whatever. He might go an extra day in the kingdom. He said 1,000 years, it might be 1,001. Like, yeah, why not? Let's keep him here till one more day.
Verse 11.
Keep him in the affliction a little longer.
It says, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives, like his forces and foreigners entered into his gates.
Right, that's 586 BC. All right, and they stood on the other side. And they was like, yeah, that's them right there. Let me go catch them for you, Nebuchadnezzar. You know, and they did it again in 70 AD. And then they did it again in 168 BC. And then they did it in 65 BC. All right, so they've been violent towards us, man. Even now in America, they went out to make war against us. They set up the Catholic Church. They set up religion. They set up the military system. They set up the banking system and put our Social Security to it and made us sweat equity slaves, religious slaves, you know, putting people in jail for no reason, minor infractions, use them as crimes against Israel, you know, beating us down during the Civil Rights War. So they made war against us, and the Lord gonna make them pay for doing that. They touched the apple of the Lord's eye. All right, so shame gonna cover them from when they stood on the other side, right? Let me make the point. Read that last part. That was it, right?
No, just a little bit more. And it says, in the day that the strangers carried away captive, like his forces,
right,
and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was one of them.
See that? Even thou, Esau, was one of those nations. And then later on in life, all those nations came back together and became confederate against us. All right, and still Esau was one of those nations that were confederate against us. All right, go ahead. So they showed us they put off pity when it comes to dealing with Israel. We they treated us like less than animals, man. People with lives, just killing them. Thousands and thousands of the Lord's work just perishing. It take a lot to make a body, mechanics, thoughts, a spirit, a soul. And these are people that don't believe we have a soul. So that's why they have no problem killing everybody. They're like killing a machine. They don't care. So what they're about to do is depopulate from 7 billion to 1 billion. So we got a lot of work to do. That's why the Lord said the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. You know what I mean? So we got to find out, make sure we fight the right battle, so we can win the war. You know what I mean? Not a minor battle, but fight the war. When it comes to war, you're thinking of a wider aspect.
God, just like
We're talking about something continuously. A battle is something that just go down real quick, but a war is something that's going to continue, and you're going to build up your endurance for it. And you're going to sharpen your weapons and prepare and become a technician in that war. Not just a battle. You know what I'm saying? Because then we don't win. If I go punch one Edomite in the face, that wouldn't be enough, but take him out. I ain't violent. We can tell we ain't violent. I might punch him in the face. But Esau was like, yeah, if I rip his nuts out and burn him and hang him on the stake, like that, that's it. Punch him in the face. Yeah, go ahead. That's why the Lord said our mind is going to meditate terrors in the kingdom. We're going to do it according to the Lord's will. Because if he asks me to do it, we're going to be limited. Rip his nuts out. Need gloves?
Esau, like the elder and the brother Canuck brought out earlier, man. Hey, we're in a war right now. Spiritual warfare, also physical too as well. But we ain't got to that part yet, as far as the hands-on, man. But America was one of the only countries that voted that food is a necessity for its people. It's not a necessity for its people.
Other way, they voted that food is not a right. Food is not.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
So with that being said, like a FBI tactic, when they trying to get somebody smoke them out the house party, cut off the water, cut off the lights, make the person uncomfortable.
70 AD.
Hey, con. Make them uncomfortable, man. That's what's going on right now, man. So now's the time to stand up and choose which side you're going to stand for. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, stand there and look stupid while Esau like a deer in the headlights. Is Esau coming in for you, man?
Right. He said, like if somebody doesn't believe, they'll be as a branch that is broken off and used for the fire, or to be trampled under the foot of men. And you don't want to be that. Be used for whatever. No, you want to be a branch that's grafted back into the tree, and it'll grow fruit. And then you'll be of the master's use. You'll be for the healing of the nation of Israel. All right. That was it on this precept we had just now.
28.
We read Obadiah just now. You got something? Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49. I'm gonna start at verse 12. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have surely drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
And Khan, by Esau touching the apple of the Lord's eye, by putting us in slavery, rape, rob, and pillaging our people, the same thing is going to happen unto him. All right, he's going to drink up that same cup of trembling of slavery, man. All right, because they're not going to go unpunished. Just like the Lord said he's going to cut their nation off forever. That's going to actually happen. All right, the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is not a power that lie.
Once he said it, he's going to make it prosper. It's going to happen.
Right, man. Right. All right. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. We probably ended on this. Or 2 and 3. Oh, he already got it?
Bring it out again.
Slavery.
Go ahead. Oh. Go ahead, man. We got shells to break. Just let me know when you get it again.
Yeah, real quick. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
See, we already fell away. That already happened. But now Esau's being revealed. We said it enough anyway in the video. Esau's being revealed. Are we in the time of revelation where they're being revealed, man? And they're revealing themselves through their actions, you know? So they were hiding before. But now they're putting it out in the open. They even coming out with their satanic agenda. All right, go ahead, brother. So they gotta be revealed, man. And people like Oppenheimer in 1920s when they started quantum physics. You know, so we got to know these things. And the end result is to take those studies of quantum physics, allegedly, and bring them into fruition dealing with the AI technology. Attaching AI technology to the biometric studies of human biology. And to be able to control and manipulate the mind through these studies. Through a theory that's no longer a theory no more, it became an action. It became relativity or reality. Even with the nukes.
Like a ventriloquist.
Like a ventriloquist, right. Puppet masters.
And Elon Musk said it himself through
and then they got us on this one.
Upon they got us. Got us. That's crazy though. Like we gotta like listen, I had said I was gonna learn how to speak jive. So we can talk and talk freely and they not understand because it's just crazy.
I went down to Egypt and got that turkey.
and, you know, because they use the baster.
For the job.
So, but check this out. I lost my train of thought on that. I probably wasn't supposed to say it. Elon Musk. He said with what he's studying right now with the Neuralink, you can eat. They noticed a pattern in brain waves when someone who was religious versus someone that wasn't religious. I can watch my words. Hey, you really looking at me like there's words coming out my mouth. But he said through the technology and the sciences that we're studying, they would even be able to control how somebody worships or how somebody believes.
Control their power of no.
Yes.
And resistance.
So therefore, they can create a society where people will not revolt against the authority.
Especially in election day. Have a lot more Democrats than Republicans in that.
They probably, well, no, I was about to say they probably will do away with that and just be like, you gonna get what we give you type shit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where it's gonna end up.
Yeah. Actual dictatorship, they appointed one person.
Yeah, for a war, you know. But we'll see what happens though, you know. But yeah, man, that was it on that precept. Any precept? You got one?
Yeah, I was holding one.
We'll get it, brother. We got about 5 minutes, 5%.
Well, this is book of First Timothy 4:1. Pero el Espíritu, no, Silakia. Now the Spirit, Silakia, speaking expressly that in the later time some should depart from the faith.
Right, so they're gonna lose faith, you know, and especially some that claim to be in the truth. So that's what this lesson is based on, man. Fortify yourself, fortify your mind, and the only way to do that is to build it up with the scriptures and reset your foundation, man, with your Hawashai, you know, your love and your respect towards him, because the time is at hand. What time, man? Where they gonna challenge you? You're gonna go to the store one day and you won't be able to buy or sell without their QR code in your phone. And then eventually they're gonna take it from the phone to put put it in the body. All right, so what you gonna do when that day when you go to the grocery store and you can't get in? You know? So, or to the bank, or your children is crying for food.
Okay.
You gotta start thinking about that now instead of when that time gets here. All right. Go ahead, brother. That was
it. Giving heed to seducing spirit and doctrine of devil.
So they're giving heed. They're giving heed to seducing spirits, man. You play with fire, you're gonna get burned. So they're giving heed to these seducing spirits. What's seducing spirits? Through their media, through people like Bill Gates. You see what he's talking about, pushing forever foods and meats, you know? So these are seducing spirits in the religions, all right? I'm confused on that one. I'm sorry. I mean, she could tell me, but maybe she'll let me know. She's like, remember Elephant Man? You ever seen that? Pray the sister. Oh, go ahead. That was just there?
Rocky.
Let's get it. No, let's get it. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 21:16. The man that wandereth out of the ways of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. And what's the understanding? The understanding of this truth, understanding of who you worshiping, Yahweh, why Yahweh shot, right? And if you get out of the way of this understanding, you're gonna be back in the congregation of the dead, man, and catch one of these missiles.
Right, man. Right. So you got we were done with it.
We never brought out 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
13 and 9.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 4.
Yeah, keep going. Let's go.
This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or Yahweh.
Right, so they exalted themselves above all that is called God or power, man. They even set themselves as the image of the Lord, the Cesare Borgia. You know, and now any type of power in the earth, Esau want a part of it. Esau want to conquer it. Esau want to be over it. That's right. There you go. They got to be at the top, you know? They set themselves up as God, manipulating the elements, changing the times and seasons. That's their spirit.
And it says, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God.
Right, the fake, you know, what you call them over there? The scam artists over there in our land today.
The small hats.
The one that's the small hats. Yeah, the small hats that's punking everybody like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx came out and said, yeah, they killed the Messiah. What you think they're gonna do to me? And they jump out there and say, yo, you're offending the Jewish community. Ain't nobody even talking to y'all.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx ain't even thinking like that. He was talking about them in general as a, you know, as a nation. So they, you know, they offended, all sensitive and shit.
It says, showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is God. Go ahead, keep on.
Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Right. All right, so now that the Lord was with us, he told us these things.
Verse 6. And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
Yep, so now we know. All right, so everything is happening and we knowing that it's being revealed in this time today. In the time where Esau is going to be revealed. All their actions, everything they're doing, man. All their plans, their new world order. All right, go ahead, get that Revelation 13:9.
This is Revelations chapter 13, verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right, so everything they did to us is violence against our brother Jacob. You know, yeah, what they about to do now? This, you know, their quantum physics studies, all these things were used for war. Anything they did out in space, when they claimed to be going out in the moon and all that, it was for war. It wasn't for any science reason. They went out there to try to beat Russia out there. My bad, bro. So everything they do is for the sense of that war, that sword, that blessing that they have.
Power and control.
Power and control, that's right.
Every time somebody makes a car engine, or run off water, they kill them.
Right, so they said the thief, that's right, the thief cometh not but to kill, steal, and destroy. All right, and they enlarge their desires as hell. So all their ways are grievous. Anything they get into is going to deal with the doctor of death. All right, so we're gonna end it there, man. All right, anything down here? Any precepts down here? All right, yeah. So hopefully, all right. So we're gonna end it there. And hopefully that was edifying, man. We're gonna cut it before our battery shut down. And so I guess the basis of this study today, this epistle would be stay encouraged, fortify your mind, get ready. Any battles that you're dealing with on this carnal ass earth, get over the shit, man. Learn to be present. Stop worrying about the past, know about the future, and be present, meaning count your breaths. How is your state of mind in this current present moment? Are you feeling scared? Are you feeling worried? Are you feeling doubtful? Fix that shit. Now, in the moment, and then move in that moment forward, like a piece, like a chess piece. But don't live outside of yourself or outside of your bounds and start getting diluted and get confused, looking back, tripping forward, worrying about the future because the devil manipulating you, and the devil don't even know the damn future. The devil don't know the day or the hour. The devil can't tell you your future. The angels can't even tell you certain things that Ezra wanted to know about his death and life. So don't let the devil deceive you and put thoughts in your head. You worrying about tomorrow. Worrying about this woman gonna do. Worry about your job. Worry about now you gonna have nothing to eat. The Lord said, stop worrying about it. Tomorrow is sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Worry about today and handle the day for tomorrow. Preparation meets opportunity. So be present and breathe and deal in the moment and see if you can handle that. That's tough. That's tough, man. And see how long you can try to think about nothing but the kingdom. That's walking meditation. All right, so with that, we're going to end it. And how are the things that Esau searched out? And there's no secret that you can hide that can be hid from Esau. But our wisdom is going to trump their wisdom. All right? So with that, we're going to end it. We'll say, Call. Halayim. La. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Ba'ashem. Ha. Kadash. Ma. Catch everybody. All right. We want to say, double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders, and shalom to you, Akim and Akwat, and the children that still believe in sincerity and truth, because it does matter, man. All right?
Shalom, shalom.
So, yeah, shalom.
Shalom.
Right.
Shalom, shalom.
In the words of Nate Diaz, I don't give a fuck.